I'm dying over here. Hello. Swallowed something wrong. Woo! Lovely, right? Sorry about that. I tried to mute it quick, but I couldn't. Should have just left it muted. Oh, man. I don't know why, but I have had a very bizarre cough lately. Since last night. It's like I swallowed a bug. I really just, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But hello. Sorry for coughing. Oh, jeez. So yeah, I've been slowly filling this out. We've gotten fairly far. I've also like mapped out how many of these stupid things I need to do. And I've just been working, getting this further. Got to get this side done. Hopefully, got to be careful about how we tear this section down. We'll keep going today. And the most boring thing that I have done yet. But that's okay. Eventually this will be done, and I will have this crazy perimeter over here. And it's not just going to be for like a farm thing. It's actually more for a creative build I have. So yeah, although I can use it for technical stuff, I don't know that I'm going to do too much technical stuff. I'll still have the Guardian farm over there, but like the Shulker Shell farm, since that over to the industrial district, that'll go away. I don't really know that I'm gonna have anything else farm-wise. I have some creative ideas that I want to do for other things, but besides that, uh, not so much. So yeah, I'm hopeful we can get pretty far with the process here. I've been slowly tearing down some of the sand and like trying to speed up the process going forward that direction, like getting ahead of myself in these areas. Uh that way I can kind of just AFK, let one area be done, just throw a bit of redstone and get the other area working. Cobblestone. Why am I being might have to check that out. So we've got this one going. Hasn't gone too far, but this one over here, next one, I gotta get. And that's basically what I'm gonna be doing today. Is continuing to fill all this in. Uh, okay, so 1, 2, 3. The whole piston system gets put back there. Should have picked up all the stuff from the other one. Oop. I haven't been able to come up with a way to like fill all of this in without having to like keep hopscotching over yet. Like one big system to do everything, unfortunately. So for now, this is the only way I've been able to think about doing this, which it's not awful. Because honestly, the amount of sand that comes through isn't fast enough to really make a difference. I just do wish I could come up with a different way to do it, where I could just like leave it completely AFK and like the whole row will be done. But I haven't been able to come up with something yet. Something good that's also um okay, so that is that, and I've been using this wall method to update the observers that I only get one tick. Oh gosh, I fall. And it is so much better doing it this way. I am very glad that encrypted that I did it. Okay. Wall to observer. Very that's correct. Down around 1, 3, 1, 3. Uh, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. And have a little bit of time before that gets over here, but just test this real quick. Here. 1, 2, push. 1, 2. 1, 2, push. Boop. Oh, something. Oh, I forgot the redstone. All these. So that did not work. Let's try again. This is why I test it after each one, because I'm sure. 1, 2. That was all 4 of them. So I'm gonna have to level out. That looks pretty darn. This out, nice and clean. Going to need the more sand. Why you no work? Ah! I should probably stay on dry land while I'm trying to do things over here. What? I'm gonna draw an aren't I? I really need to be smarter about this. Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, we're safe. We're okay. Okay. Dumb. Trying post. I don't know why. Twitter, or the site formerly known as. I'm gonna die by mobs now. If it's not one thing, it's something else. Oh, I can't believe I nailed that bed landing. Nice. Okay, so how far is this getting? Okay, we're okay. Did I finish? I did not. I got to do that, and I also need to build this arm. I did preset where each. Oh my gosh, my Wi-Fi is so horrible. Oh no, bad Wi-Fi. Ugh, likes bad internet. I I actually, so where I am right now in Buffalo, I actually ran a cable where the router is all the way through my basement to get back to this computer so that this computer would not be on Wi-Fi. So this computer is hardwired, which, and my computer at my other place is also hardwired. I find it to be a necessity, honestly. Now I am playing on my laptop here, so sometimes it gets a little glitchy. Every once in a while, I've noticed some frame stutterings, but for the most part, it hasn't been too awful. The things that I want to do, I've been do, but it's just like I've been here very little lately, so I just didn't want to bring my computer back, so I'm playing on my laptop. Wish I could use one of those cables, but then it has to go through the ceiling. Your parents will. Oh no. Yeah, here I was able to go through the basement. I don't know if I had to go through the ceiling. I probably wouldn't be there because I don't think there's anywhere good that I could go through the ceiling at it with. That would be difficult. I'm lucky that I am on the first floor here, so it's all basement. And at my other place, the internet actually comes. My computer setup is so right there, which makes it super easy. Okay, so then I need Get the block. Oop. And I gotta take down that arm. Oh, there's like 2 arms that I've already finished. I'm getting ahead. Getting very well ahead. Moving this, moving forward. Very good. I don't know how long this project is going to take me. Because there's so many steps to this. It's fill in the area over here that is going to be the starting point for the water sweepers. Then I need to make the ending point for the water sweepers at the other side of this box, all the frick the way over there. And then I have to build the water sweepers and get all that done. I have to tear down this ring, which I've slowly started to do, and the farm in the middle. So I've been slowly making sure that I have enough extra supplies of guardian stuff before I tear that down. I got to tear down the middle or else the sweepers will run into it. And then after all the water is swept away, I have to build all the stuff that's going to be used to actually make the perimeter itself. So it is a process. Very big process. This was always meant to be like one of the bigger projects I undertake, but I really want to do it because what I want to build here, I think my wings are get badly beat up. Okay, so this for here can get taken. Take all this down. This will help us fill in spots too. I've started to put a slab at the end of this. Oh, geez. So that way it's kind of like overflow protection. If I don't get back to my computer quick enough, I then have that slab which will just turn the sand into entities, so it doesn't like get stacked up and break the whole thing. Which is good. And I also want to have it just because there's nothing wrong with like if I do have that happen, then I can at least come back and get a bunch of sand as entities and place it myself. I should put like a hopper and a chest under there, but I don't think I'm ever leaving this long enough where I'd collect that. Like maybe I'm gone for 5 minutes, long enough where it doesn't spawn. I could grab it. But ugh. I definitely am going to rethink how I do this for the side. I think there's probably a better way to do this. I shouldn't have made all of these arms going out. I shouldn't have pushed this so far out. My calculations were off. I think on the other side, this. Oh, see that right there? That's some of the weird frames that I get every month. Don't lose all this. Slide down. Grab all of this. Make sure it don't despawn. On the next one. Then I can start collecting all this sand. It's really annoying that one. I don't need that outline. Realistic. That is so much stuff. I don't think I've ever seen a baby drawn with a trident. Really? I got quite a few of them over at the trident farm that I've got. Slash, what is it? It's not really a trident farm anymore. I made it for nautilus shells. If you ever find a zombie villager riding a chicken, let me know. Wait, there's a trident farm? Yeah, basically. It's basically a trident farm. You stand there and you will see a bunch of dudes spawn. if you need one, if you need a trident, let me know. It's something you could see if I just fly a little bit over this way. Might not be loaded, but let's see here. Oh, that's why I have it. I want that on. Shape off for now. Over. Bren gave you two? Okay, so you have two. I have it for Nautilus shells primarily, but it also produces tridents. It's over here somewhere. There it is. There it is. So basically, a little bit past my base due west. It's super simple and super like I didn't even finish it because it was interesting enough. But you just stand up there and drones start to spawn. See, there's already one with a trident. And then I just fly down here and kill them until I got ones with nautilus shells and tridents. It's like the most bare bones you go, but it's quite effective. Yeah, it's super simple. Super, super simple. Like I could make a fully auto one and stuff that I don't have to like fly down and kill them, but it just you don't need a ton of tridents, and I didn't need that many nautilus shells, so I decided pretty pretty basic. Okay, I should turn this on. Tell me if I left it behind. This side, this side. So I think good. Oh god. Now we're gonna tear down this arm. Still going. Oh, is it like level enough? Staying level? It's staying level. Pretty dope. Where am I? There. This all goes. Tear all this out. Do what I need to do is go through what I haven't over here and start just collecting all that sand with torches so I can fill in all of those lines to be filled in. And so I'm using the extra sand to do that. Each of those lines is where one of these piston stations goes. There's at some point an argument to be made for starting at this end and going this way. And I may do that soon. I haven't decided yet. There's time to figure that out, and I might consider it now because I don't love having to make all these stupid arms. And I wouldn't have to if I went from that side. But it would be a lot of work that's kind of gone down the drain that I did do then. Which is the only reason I am like debating doing it. This whole run. I guess the other thing about it though is if I do that, I basically this whole run, so I don't know. I'm on the fence. I moved my coordinates in top right corner of my screen, so that way in all my VODs they'd be visible because I realized when I was trying to like search past videos for those specific coordinates that I was basically blocking them with my face. Yo, encrypted, what is up, dude? So I moved them to that side of the screen, and I'm struggling to adjust to look to the right place when I'm trying to figure out if I could sleep or not. I may or may have not watched more videos on Baldur's Gate 3. But in the end, we decided Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is where it's at. So we're actually playing that right now. I think the thing that threw me after watching some more of Baldur's Gate, when we were talking about the dice and all that, I didn't realize like you actually have all of your action interrupted every time you have to roll the dice. And I was watching people play it, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to play the game. I don't want to have to keep rolling this dice. So I think that I don't know if that's an attention span thing or the way the action is broken up. I think that's what finally was nailed in the coffin. Decide to maybe not do that right now. I like games where it's not broken up too much. At least it auto rolls for the perception checks and stuff. It was good that it auto rolled. Just constantly having like even watching a dialogue sequence and like the dialogue after your choice gets made gets interrupted by this stupid roll. In normal D&D, you have to roll software, which makes me think I probably. Then again, I don't know. There might be something better about it when it's like this tactical thing that I'm directly doing, but having to just pause the gameplay every time. Ugh. Oh, I don't know about that. That just I was getting frustrated watching it. I'm like, I want to know what's going on, but every 2 seconds, everything's getting interrupted by this rolling. Like, it's probably just my it's just the way my personality, I guess, works. Most DMs just don't make you roll for everything. You probably should though. It's it seems like you roll for everything in that game. Like just basic dialogue, it felt like people rolling to see like what the like what the responses were and stuff. Like something was like somebody was trying to investigate something, and in order to investigate it, they had to roll. Which I'm like, just investigate it and roll to see what I don't know. It was weird. Or they leave it up to you to initiate. Should I roll for perception here? And if you don't, you just walk into the trap. Yeah, I think that kind of gameplay is not something that I would be used to. I don't know. Maybe it's like a slight ADD thing. Need to repair my way. Your mic is cutting in and out. My mic is cutting in and out. Weird. Hold on. Maybe I have the gate too high. Is that better? No, I just have it off. I don't know that I even need it on over here. I had it on. I just re-imported the settings that I had from my other my other computer, thinking that they would be fine, but I think it maybe didn't actually import them correctly and it got a little janky. Oh, you know what? I did forget to put a safety slab. And safety slab. Yeah, I think that was the problem. Either that or I did have it that high to deal with the AC, but I don't think I did. I don't remember. Okay. Oh, I thought that was my Wi-Fi, the cutting out. Oh no. Yeah, that was my sound. I should have checked when I reloaded that. I just thought like, oh, it's fine in Beacon. It should be fine here, but I guess not so much. Well, thank you for letting me know. Now it's better. So we're good. That's why you were saying that. That makes so much more sense now. How are we doing on this? If I do this, nothing else. So we're gonna do this. I feel like maybe I should consider my shovel soon. One more. Okay, cool. In Baldur's Gate, they give you a lot of inspiration though, too, which is nice, and something DMs tend to be stingy with giving out. And what exactly did inspiration do? Like, what is the technical thing about inspiration? How close are we getting over here? We're still a couple rows away. So I think what I'm going to do, this is where my sand is. I'm going to take this, which just lets you get a free do-over on a roll. I see. That's the free do-over. Now my internet's being weird. I am in full-on swim mode. Okay, we're good. Basically, you did something really cool and in character, so I'm rewarding you for it. Ah, okay. Seriously? None of those, all of those are too fast. Okay. Oh, that's so satisfying. Have you played any of the Zelda games? Out of curiosity. I'm not sure how I feel about Tears of the Kingdom. But if you haven't played it, then how my explanations of it would probably not mean anything. Break it, break it, break it, break it, break it. I'm glad I brought this because this will be. I played a couple of minutes of Breath of the Wild and none of Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, gotcha. It's surprisingly, usually the games don't like actually follow one another, but Tears of the Kingdom really does a good job as a sequel to Breath of the Wild. We played a lot of the older ones. What did I play? I played Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. Those are the only other two. Oh, and wait, there was one more. Awakening or something? Those are the only ones that I played. Funny enough, Wind Waker is actually my favorite Zelda game. I absolutely love Wind Waker. I need to force myself to play Breath of the Wild. I just absolutely hate item durability in games. Yeah. Yeah, I think we talked about that before. It's one of those things that's like it early game it's annoying as hell. But as you progress, it doesn't become annoying anymore. So far I'm not finding it super annoying in this one. And I think that's because in this version you like kind of make your own weapons in a weird way. There's a lot of spatial puzzles and like almost like crafting. Like you have to make contraptions to get yourself out of certain situations, but you have to have a good spatial awareness for making them work. So it's working really well as a co-op game between me and my wife because she hates doing the spatial stuff. Like there was literally one of those those things as a kid where it's like put the circle in the circle hole, that kind of stuff. There was something like that, but it was a lot more complicated where you had to take an object and rotate it in a weird way to fit it through. I think she was going to lose her mind on that one. So I ended up doing that one. When it first came out, I saw a lot of videos of people making contraptions. Everything goes in the square hole, though. I mean, it shouldn't. Unless that square hole is big enough for everything to go through. Have you not seen that video? Is it a TikTok video? Because if it's a TikTok video, I probably haven't. I can't stand using the TikTok app. I've tried to use TikTok. That's where you saw it. Yeah, I've tried to use TikTok. I just can't. Any app that the second I open it, it starts to play videos and make sound at me drives me up a wall, especially with my job because I always am afraid I'm going to open it up on set while something's going on and I'm accidentally going to like make a sound while they're in the middle of filming. It's a children's toy like that, but you can fit every shape in the square hole and someone reacting to it and being really upset that it's that simple. So wait, hold on. It's a real. My friend had that in a math class once. So it's a real toy, and this company just like screwed it up to the point where you could fit anything in the square hole. She opened up TikTok and her volume was super high. See, that's what I'm afraid of. Like YouTube, that doesn't ever happen with YouTube. That's pretty funny. That's just dumb. What engineer let that slip through? YouTube, I watch YouTube a lot on set because I have closed caption on the majority of the time. So like a lot of videos that are like, I don't know, lore videos or like I like to watch like weird science videos like PBS does this science channel called Space Time. I can totally watch those videos on closed caption and be super fine. So that's usually what I'm doing like between takes when it's like everybody shut up and be quiet for the next 20 minutes. and don't move. I just sit there and I'll bring up one of those videos on YouTube and just watch it with closed captioning on. But I just don't feel like I can do that with TikTok. I feel like you need the app you need the sound for, and I don't really know, like, do they have closed captioning, and does closed captioning even make sense on TikTok? I don't know. I would like to be able to get into TikTok, but something about the platform just makes it difficult for me in my job. Okay, that's getting pretty good. How much more do we have till I'm at the? Okay, we're good. There is captions, yeah, but sometimes they're so messed up. Yeah, I guess like because it's probably auto captioning it, right? So if the captions are auto captioning it, and I feel like in TikTok people are just like screaming a lot anyway, they're probably not the best at figuring out those captions. So that makes sense. I thought I got more. That's so true. What, people screaming a lot in them? It's just a lot of like talking really fast or screaming about nonsense, and it's I don't know. I feel like I should enjoy them. Like I'm like that's maybe I'm too old for TikTok. I guess there's a chance I might be too old for TikTok, or it's just not the kind of content I like. I will watch some YouTube shorts, so I guess I can't say that it's the short form, because I do watch some YouTube shorts. No one's too old for TikTok. Then it's just the format. I just don't like the medium. I don't know how it's presented. Even the shorts that I watch on YouTube, I generally try and watch ones that are like informational to a degree. Okay, I don't want to take this underwater with me, so I don't know what I'm doing there. We're gonna leave this up here. That's still gonna take a while. So we're gonna put you. Oh jeez. Oh jeez, Rick. We're gonna put you up here. And we're gonna take some of these, and we're gonna fill this one out. You just found a trail ruin? I love trail ruins. Shorts on YouTube tends to be pretty much all Minecraft stuff for me. Without seed map, you just randomly came across one. I love randomly coming across stuff like that. So mine is a mixture of Minecraft, and like craft stuff, like building, like kind of cosplay type things. Because I kind of like some of that art kind of stuff. So it's art, Minecraft, and then science videos. That's mine. TikTok is more random about whatever is going online at the moment. Maybe that's the other part of it. Like the actual distribution of the content to me is never that interesting. Like nothing on there do I ever like, oh, that's really cool. I'd love to share that with somebody. Right now it's dangerous for me to watch because they're like 90% Baldur's Gate. Well, maybe the algorithm knows you better than it knows me. Or because I just don't put enough time into TikTok, the algorithm is like, who is this guy? We know nothing about you, therefore here's just junk content. I don't think I'm going to build this fully out. I'm just going to frame it. Wow, I am getting crazy lag. I wonder if that's because of all of the, every time like these move down. How many do I get in a row? So that's 2, 3. It's not a ton of entities. It's got to just because it's on my laptop. That is the other thing about TikTok is you have to scroll through garbage for a bit for it to figure you out. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm not a super like, I guess I'm not a patient person for that kind of stuff. Maybe that's saying something about like in general the genre, considering that TikTok is very like, isn't it like specifically for people with a lack of attention span because they can't watch full videos? I don't know. I'm also not one of those people that can sit there and watch like a million dog videos. Oh, how cute. Oh, how cute. I don't know. They need to be either informative or not relatable even. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. And oh god. And even then there's still a fair bit of meh stuff you have to scroll through to find something of interest. You know, and it's kind of funny because I feel like the YouTube feed um is a lot better at that. Generally, I'm just scrolling through my subscriptions feed, but the other feed has got me pretty pegged. Um, like I get videos for basically like how do I explain it? So on YouTube, there's these channels that do like they take a movie, they compress it to like 10, 12-minute explanations. I absolutely love those. I will churn through those on a set because I could just watch it. I don't generally watch a ton of movies, funny enough, and to be able to watch movies in like this condensed 12-minute format is amazing. I definitely have a short attention span and prefer the shorter videos. I like I think I prefer like videos generally have to be under 25 minutes for me to watch them, but I also tend to prefer videos to be over 5 minutes. Um, but at least it stopped sending me all the dancing girl videos. I mostly get people doing yard work, having drama with their neighbors, or video game stuff. Uh, YouTube, I get a lot of interesting, like just for example, let's see. I'll open up YouTube real quick. What are the top 3 videos that show up for me? Um, Good Times with Scar. This is not subscriptions. A Zoom Avoids Diamond video. Um, Something about physics. Uh, Baldur's Gate 3 because I was looking up videos about that. Some video about history and the Oregon. Cub fan, and then something about movies, and then a weird. This is the craft one. I put nothing but dirt in a jar. But that's like those weird like I enjoy some of those like diorama videos. And my YouTube is I think filled with Portal and Half-Life 2 lore. Dude, so like some of those Half-Life 2 lore videos are great. Like uh I probably watched the entire series that Game Theory did on Portal. Oh, so good. I love that stuff. I don't know if you're into that and that's why, or if somebody watched those on your feed. But when I beat Portal 2, when I played that on stream and ended up beating that, I definitely had a phase where I watched every single um, Game Theory video on that stuff. Um, I love those games. Portal 2 was so good. Portal 1 didn't get me into the lore aspect of it as much as Portal 2 did. Portal 2 was where I was like, okay, I need to know more about this universe. Um, my status on DC is Rise and Shine, Mr. Oh my god. It's really upsetting that they never finished that series. Like, how dare they? They built such a heavy story and then never finished it. It's so upsetting. I don't know how they got away with that. My YouTube recommendations are mostly C development, Mario Maker, engineering stuff, and whiskey reviews. I tried getting into Mario Maker. I think like for a day. But you've never actually played Mario Maker, but it's in. Is it one of those things that you just like to watch? Because that's fair too. I will say, as far as lore videos, I may have watched Game Theory's entire Minecraft lore series as well. Yeah, I just keep watching videos. There's some games like that I'll never play, but I'll just watch the videos of. So that's totally fair, because the levels people make are interesting. Totally understand that kind of a thing. Okay, so a squid died right there, apparently. I watching YouTube redstone videos for a long time before you ever played Minecraft. I went in blind. I hadn't watched anything. I had no knowledge, and I really wish that somewhere it existed the stream from my first day ever playing it, because it was very interesting. It was very interesting. I didn't save my VODs back then like I do now to upload. I'm trying to think. Is there a game that I have like legitimately spent time watching but never played? So far, Palea. I haven't touched that yet, but I've definitely watched a bunch of videos on it. I guess the same could be true for Baldur's Gate, but I don't know about that. Your brother taught you to play Minecraft? I learned to play Minecraft from people in chat when I first started because somebody redeemed it as one of the channel point redemptions. I'm trying to think what else. What have I watched that I've never actually played? I didn't ever watch any Undertale stuff. I played that blind. Like I'd been watching Mumbo, Impulse, and Tango for a long time before you even played. That's pretty impressive. I don't think I could have done that. I think post playing I could do that, but not before playing. You just reminded me that I have Undertale installed on my computer. Have you not played it yet? Great game. Amazing game. That one was a fun playthrough with chat. That one was definitely a fun playthrough with chat. I guess Final Fantasy VII. I never actually played it, but I did enjoy watching a lot of other people play it. I have, but you never finished it? Oh, such a classic. Such a classic. How are we doing over here? I haven't even been paying attention. Is this like it's got two more to go. Two more to go. Oh, okay. So wait, you watched Mumbo and Impulse and Tango before you watched Hermitcraft? Interesting. I guess if you started with the Redstone stuff, then that does make sense. Right now you're playing Rise of Tomb Raider. You also just bought Red Dead Redemption 2. I played Rise of Tomb Raider. I really enjoyed that game. I haven't played Red Dead 2. It was on the list, but I just never found myself getting super into it. You started watching Hermitcraft in season 4. Oh my. That's old school. That is old school. That's pre-Green. It's weird. Like I went back. So I watched season 6. Season 6 is where it's not where I started. I think I actually, like what was airing at the time I got into it was season 7. Like I pretty close to whenever the Nether update came out. So 1.16 is basically when I started watching it. But I made the determination after watching a little of season 7, I should go back and start with season 6. So I went all the way back, watched season 6, watched season 7, and then caught up to where everything is live. Which was, I want to say it was sometime after, I think it was like right around the mycelium resistance stuff of season 7. Is when like I actually was able to start watching it live. Maybe it was between Mumbo from Mayor and the Mycelium Resistance is when like I started watching it live. But then so when they went on that pretty long break after season 8 before season 9 started about like a year and a half ago or whatever, I went back to re-watch season 6, and having now like watched Hermitcraft since the voice mod chat got installed, it's really weird going back to a time before the voice mod chat was installed, because like I started watching when they didn't have that yet, because it wasn't till like the very end of season 7 that they got that. And it's so weird going back and like oh, we have to jump into a Discord call, and like the way that interactions had to happen before voice chat, very weird. Green joining was a really big thing. Feel like he really drove a lot of the collaboration between the hermits. Yeah, it's weird to go back pre voice mod. It's very strange. It's very weird. I think I think for me, the thing that I like about Hermitcraft so much, ignore the like, yeah, it's Minecraft, but it's more like here's a group of people just playing together, like this cool friend group just playing Minecraft together, and how everybody's interacting and how these weird storylines kind of come into existence. And I think that's why I like it so much. And that's why it's so hard to go back, because a lot of the stories and stuff that come up now happen so organically since they got that voice chat mod. It's pretty incredible how much that kind of changed SMPs. And now you have all these other SMPs that have like taken it to the next level, like when they did Rats SMP, and now they're doing the Pirates one that Scar is part of. I'm not as big of fans of those one-off ones because they're a little um, they're a little too direction oriented for me, and I prefer things to just kind of unfold a little bit more naturally. But it's still interesting. Your Wi-Fi, no. Before Green, they had some kind and they had some kind of interesting reactions sometimes, but I think people kept to themselves a lot more. I mean, makes sense. It's Hermitcraft. They were basically hermits. I have made these last two too tall. Weird. How did I do that? I made them too high. Way too high. It's also like funny when I went back to season 6, and I don't know if this was a season 6 thing or a season 7 thing, when like Mumbo actually did some live streams. I was not expecting to find Mumbo live streams, but there they were. Mumbo doing a live stream. I love that he left that stuff on his channel, but it's so fun to like go back and watch those sometimes. I think he did one with where he was doing a kind of a perimeter around a witch hut, and then he did another one with Iskale doing end busting. Very entertaining. Very entertaining to watch. Okay, so this height. You think you remember that? God, I wish I was around back in those days, like when he actually did those. I feel like I'm so bummed that I feel like I came into the community a little late. I feel like I'm about a year and a half. I came in about a year and a half too late. For a long time, I wasn't really into streaming stuff, like watching streaming stuff. I think the thing about streaming to me that is so interesting is almost in a way the shared experience of things, which I think is just like a human nature kind of thing. We like as humans to have these shared experiences. It's kind of why like live TV back in the day when everybody was watching the Olympics, for example, or like when a TV show premiered in the new season or whatever, and everybody would get together and watch it. It's these shared experiences, and I think streaming really does that on a regular basis and fulfills some sort of whatever that need is for shared experiences in people. I read that. So I think that's why streaming's so cool, is you get to have those kind of experiences that you don't get anywhere else on a regular basis. Didn't get into Twitch until like 2017 or so. What is this? When did I get into Twitch? I started watching Twitch. It was definitely before the pandemic. Actually, wait, hold on. I wonder if this works for me. I'm going to try something real quick. This will tell you when I got into Twitch. Really? That doesn't seem right to me. That's definitely not right. I must have had a different account before that. Hold on. You know what? Let me check my other account. That's right. That's like my other account. That's how long ago I started watching. So 5 years makes more sense. That's the account that I started watching on, and then I created this account when I wanted to start streaming. You can't do that. It should work. It might just have had a little bit of a cooldown because it happened right after I did it. Ah! Here, I can try it for you. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, yours is pretty recent then. I made my account in 2016, but it mostly wasn't used for a year or so. I made my account when I started to watch. So mine's pretty, I would say pretty darn accurate to when I actually started to watch stuff on YouTube, on Twitch. So only like a year or so apart. What did mine say? 5 years, 19 days. 2 years apart, I guess. Yeah, maybe I had another account. So that was the thing, is I had my watching account back then, and then I had my streaming account. I only use my streaming account. I don't really use my watching account unless I need to like see how something is from a non account. Like I'll use that one to like watch my stream if I need to check it while I'm streaming, but otherwise I don't really use it. I made mine just to go throw someone a Prime subscription because I knew it was free, but I didn't ever watch their stream, just their YouTube videos. I mean, that's fair. I made mine. So there was this huge update that came out for No Man's Sky where it was like the first time where you saw, it was basically the multiplayer update where you could see people in game and you could go to other worlds and stuff, and like multiple people could make bases on a world. And I saw a YouTube video where a group of people had made a world together and had done this. And I was like, oh my God, I want to know how to connect with these people. I'd love to be able to play with them and join that world and do all of that. And I found out, that they were on Twitch. And so that's when I set up my Twitch account and was like, I want to play with you guys. And that's what got me into it. And from there, I just kept watching. But yeah, No Man's Sky is what got me into Twitch. And I was watching like almost 5 different people during that time, all playing that. And then it went to Fortnite, right? Yeah, it was. Yeah, No Man's Sky went into Fortnite, and Fortnite is what I started streaming. And then Minecraft forever now, I guess. Games Done Quick got you into Twitch. I don't know if they were part of this, but somebody just beat Satisfactory in like 2 hours. I think it was one of those guys. I just saw an article about this. Those guys are nuts. Because I wanted to watch GDQ without the wait for them to put it on YouTube VODs. That makes sense. You're gonna head out, have fun streaming. I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping by. Okay, this is almost there. Yeah, there's one streamer that I am sub to specifically because I can't always watch their VODs live, but they have it so you can't watch their VODs unless you're sub to them. So I do, and I don't want to have to wait for it to come out to YouTube, so I do the same thing. I think it's Ren. Pretty sure it's Ren. Rendog does not have his just go straight to YouTube. Usually there's a delay in his. So I'm subbed to him so I could watch his VODs. Although he's unfortunately become very irregular with his streams. I think a lot of the Hermitcraft guys right now are like chilling. I feel like summer is so slow on the Hermitcraft side of things just because everybody's vacationing and whatnot. It makes sense. I don't blame anybody for it. I keep looking at my subs and being like, what? No? Still no post? Still no green video? Still no Mumbo video? No Ren? Actually, Ren did just post a video. It's that time though where I think everybody's taking a little bit of a break. Now and around the holidays are the two main breaks for content. My oldest sub I still maintain is someone I found from Games Done Quick, but I don't really watch him anymore. Just haven't brought myself to cancel it because I like watching numbers go. So you have like a 5-year sub to this one person just because you haven't canceled it yet and you just like to see it. That's understandable. That is totally understandable. Come on. We're so close. I don't want to... How much more sand do I have? I kind of want to wait until I can move this over before I keep going. This is such like a boring thing. I'm getting far. Am I halfway done? I don't know. I'm getting closer to the other island, that's for sure. I've kind of had 3 phases of Twitch viewership. Like what 3 phases of different things you've watched on Twitch? I can see that. I can see that. And I don't know if this is the same for you, but for me, speedrunning, Twitch Sings, and now Minecraft. Mine are more... Well, I guess mine are game related. Yeah, mine would be No Man's Sky, Fortnite, and Minecraft. However, some of the people that I watched during the No Man's Sky phase, I still watched them. But there's definitely people who moved on from that. And sometimes they play games that I enjoy, and I just watch them because they're interesting streamers, not because of the game they play. Okay, I think I'm gonna switch this over now. I mean, for me, it's definitely like a combination: good personality and a fun game to watch. You gotta have at least an interesting personality, like knowing how to keep talking to an audience is important. Like there's one of the guys who does the Spawn Chunks, the Minecraft podcast with Pixel Riffs, Joel Duggan. Like he streams a lot, and I would love to watch his streams because he does some really cool stuff. But he's just he's a more maybe I'm not chill. I always assumed I was chill, but he's very, very quiet streamer, doesn't talk consistently, and I really like people who are constantly trying to talk, engage, even if no one's there. Like people need to be talking about something to somebody. Like I try and think about it like I'm talking to an imaginary friend in a weird way if nobody's here, because I think it's important to always be just talking. There's several factors that kind of play into it for you. I mean, I'm sure everybody has a different reason why they watch the people they watch. The larger a streamer, I tend to lose interest to some extent. I think for me, if the larger streamer has an interesting personality, then I'll watch him. I guess it also is like, I don't think I really ever watch anybody who averages more than maybe 3,000 viewers in a stream. I can't think. I mean, I guess Cypher sometimes, but on average, he really doesn't have like a ton. But I watched him a lot during my Fortnite. But his personality was funny. I didn't mind him. He wouldn't get super toxic or super mean. He was probably the most popular streamer I watched during my Fortnite heyday. But other than that, like I guess technically Scar sometimes like during MCC he'll have like 10,000 people watching him. It has to be like something I just want to watch, which is pretty much Hermitcraft now. And I'll watch Linus Tech Tips each Friday, but that's like watching a podcast live. I catch his stuff on YouTube. I haven't really watched any of his live stuff. I'll check it out on YouTube, and I follow him on Twitter, but I don't never really done the live Linus Tech Tip stuff. Oh, fill this in. Wait, is this the one that's done? Okay. No, this is the one that's being used. So this is the one that's got to go away. I like watching the WAN show each Friday if they aren't super late, kind of the way I keep up with tech news. That makes sense. I follow Engadget still. So my tech news generally comes from Engadget. I got rid of those first, right? Okay, good. That could have been really bad if those pushed those. It is important to keep up on those on the tech news. Got to know when cool new gadgets come out. I'm very much about that. Very much about the cool new gadgets. Gotta keep up. Let's do this. What time is it? I can sleep now. We should sleep. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. What? How did I clicked the bed? Why did I just bounce off the bed? Definitely clicked the bed. See, that time it worked fine. I don't know what happened. Okay, so this all can come down. I have my boxes on. I don't want to lose any of this stuff because I tend to just keep repeating using the same materials. And I have like just enough to keep staying ahead. So I'm trying to hold on to all of this. Not that it would be difficult to make more of it, but why waste resources when I have it all right here? I did so much research to get the right kind of water sweeper for this thing. I was going back to videos that were made like, I don't know, 2012 for maybe 2014 for this water sweeper that I found for this. It's very cool and very awesome. I don't even remember where I found it at this point. Mostly when people get more than like 100 to 200 people, depending on the speed of the chat, I lose interest because I just like chatting with the people. Sometimes for me, I totally understand. I'm a lurker. I mean, I barely ever talked in like Morgan's chat, like barely ever, because I prefer to just have people on chatting in the background while I'm doing something. That's always been like my jam. And I think that's why the Hermitcraft stuff, having those on in the background is amazing, because it's just like those guys generally are chatting with each other on the server. And I like that. There's something weirdly I don't want to say it's like one of those, what is it, parasocial relationships, but I just like having the noise of people chatting with each other on in the background while I'm doing whatever, while I'm editing, while I'm doing taxes. I don't know. I just like having that on in the background. I don't chat a lot sometimes, but I like to be able to follow along with the chat. Yeah, I don't even think in those I generally follow along with the chat unless like there's a topic that comes up of interest. For the most time, I just like hearing the streamer blather on just to have that other voice in the room. That oftentimes when I'm driving back and forth to Beacon, it's almost a 6-hour car ride. I will just have a stream on in the background to just listen to people talk. Like that's the only reason I've been watching the Pirates SMP stuff is that's mainly what's streaming right now because there's no empires and there's not a lot of hermits around right now, and it's just nice to have those people chatting in the background in my car while I'm driving and be able to chime in when I want to say something and not just get ignored. And that is totally understandable. Uh I think that's important. And I don't know like those kind of things, especially with like the hermits and stuff, are pretty difficult. Why do I feel like this is off? They have so many people talking to them. 16. It's got to be crazy. Even just watching a Pearl stream, like she has 1,000 people, but she does her best to like try and talk to everybody in chat, which I commend them for that. I definitely commend them for that. Okay, so this target block, is it at 16? It's at 16. Why does that not feel like it's right? That's super weird. Something about that perspective right here. Maybe it's because it's up by 1? I don't know. Yeah, some of the hermits do a decent job of interacting with chat. Totally. Absolutely. And then I understand things like when I'm watching people stream MCC, it's like they're not going to be able to talk with chat. Like that's impossible. They have to concentrate on what they're doing. So I get that. I get that. Tango is a good one. He does a really good job of talking with chat, especially like during this decked out time period, because people who throw him like really good redstone ideas or ideas on how to like improve something he's working on, he really does a solid job like thinking about the idea. Unless he knows it's like super dumb, he does a great job thinking about it and like really giving some thought into if maybe that's a better way to go about something. Yeah, Tango and Impulse do pretty good. I don't know if you've ever caught a Pixel Riffs stream. Pixel Riffs is funny. He and sometimes Azuma does this too. They're a little bit mean to chat. Maybe mean's not the right word, but if somebody's says something really, really stupid, the answers that they give. I need to say, yeah. No, you don't need to. The answers that they give to like stupid comments in chat sometimes are so sarcastic and smarmy. It's hysterical. Especially Azuma. Azuma is the worst. But in a really funny way. And I can't help but wonder like what new people who don't get his humor think of that. Like if they're just like, wow, this guy's a complete jerk. Like I don't like if you don't know that's how he is, it's got to be really weird coming into chat for the first time and having that kind of interaction. Oh my god, this is going to take forever. I don't know. I enjoy all these streams. They're just nice to have on when you're having to place a million sand. I can't entirely get into Azuma streams. I have to be in the mood and he has to be streaming something interesting. Some of my favorite Azuma streams are when he's like kind of doing what I do, where he's trying to build a device in his creative world and like watching him work through his thought process. To me, sometimes that's really interesting. Seeing how he thinks about making like a contraption or something like that. All of his like pondering about things irks me sometimes. He does get really philosophical. When he gets super philosophical, I do kind of like zone out a little bit, especially if it's not on a topic that I'm interested in. I'm kind of like, okay. That's why I think the best ones are the ones where he's like working on a contraption or something, because he's very much just focusing on the game as opposed to like the strange topics chat has brought his way, if you will. Okay. Did we get all of the items? I think we did. So now we do this, and then we're going to go... This is going to take a while, so this will give me plenty of time to, like, fill this box back up once we get this done. 1, 2... Wait. I did that right? Yes, I did. And then this goes here, and then this goes here. I don't know if you were here when I did this, but your wall idea for the end, my gosh, that helped me out so much right there. That as a way to stop the like repeated ticking from an observer catching a piston. Whoo! Such an easy way to handle that. That's so good. I feel as though I've done something incorrect. Definitely did something incorrect there. Boop, boop. I think it's that. Then I need... oh, why can't that go up? There we go. And this goes next to that. Nope, don't think it was. Well, when I did it, it was because you inspired me with when we were talking about the idea to do it at the end portal. And it is so the right way to go. It is very good for being able to detect this without having to worry about it pushing the piston a million times. Wall. The wall thing in general for sending like a redstone pulse signal vertically is really impressive. The early portal slicers before like the like really small ones came out all used walls to basically do something similar to update suppression. They'd make like massive wall grids and you place one wall and then you could slice a portal. Okay, I think that's right. I've still been tinkering with the dirt farm, but Baldur's Gate. That is fair. That is totally fair. I have not... I've been trying not to play too much Minecraft off stream right now. Just due to wanting to make sure I don't get burned out and mentally I'm in a good spot. And it's surprisingly healthy. But I can't be happy with... got the double stone generators working, but I can't be happy with the redstone timings. As far as pushing the... Which part of the redstone timings? Like the pushing the whole thing. That's fair. That's fair. I'm very happy with how mine turned out. I wish I could have gotten the track working so that I could auto place the saplings, but it's one of those things that after a while I had to cut my losses there. Like it works so well as it is. Oh no, that was dumb. I didn't want to have to redesign the whole thing just so I could do that, because theoretically I could just make a macro to do that. Not the stone generators, just like the I'm out of tea. I have like a little sip left. The you were using the TNT duper setup, right? Is that the timing that was giving you some issues? Okay, this is filling in correctly. This is ready to go. I'm going to fill back up my shulker box with some more sand. I kind of want to show you the yeah, I'm going to take a risk here. I want to show you this real quick. This is the device that I'm going to be building in this trench. It is actually so cool how this works. I'm a huge fan of this thing. Ignore some of the mess over here. I was doing some testing. Let me clean that up real quick. Get rid of some of the extra water there. We don't need that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. So this is the testing world. I figured out basically how far each trench needs to be, and I actually don't need the walls on the sides. Thank God. I just need to do this. But this thing is crazy. Let's see if I can get it to work from this side. I forget. Okay, so no, we need to go the other way. Stop. Okay, we want you to go. No. Well, it'll work either way. No, it won't. It'll get messed up. You need to go back that way. Go back. Go back the other way. There we go. Okay, so watch what this does. This is really cool. So it sweeps. Ignore this mess. I know what's going on there. It comes over here. When it reaches here, this whole system pushes it down, and then it starts sweeping out the next layer of water. And then when it comes over here, this contraption pushes it down again, and then it starts going backwards and doing the next layer of water. This thing is going to be so awesome, and I'm just going to build a chain of them going down the entire trench. But it's so good. Yeah, you can see I was messing with too much stuff over here and screwed up a little bit. But as far as like a sweeper goes, is good. I'm very happy. It works surprisingly well. And the fact that it automatically pushes itself down each time is amazing. Oh boy, I might have just messed it up a little bit. Not really. It's fine. Okay, let's go out of here before we have too much problems on the other side. Okay, there we go. Anyway, part of it, I guess, I've got 2 dupers at the moment. One that drops from the top and one that launches from the side at nearly the same time to blow up the leaves and then blow up the logs. Then how do they, is it blowing everything else up too? Or is it kind of working? See, I'm surprised. Even when I log out, this doesn't, I don't know if it was still going while I was logged out. I guess that's impossible, but connecting to chat. Why are we connecting to chat? Did I just have an internet issue? Welcome to the chat room. Did my stream go down? What the heck happened there? Twitch Inspector, what happened? I confused. Twitch Inspector. Did I go down or did Twitch go down? Or was it just my computer? No, this looks fine. So we're fine. We're okay. What was I doing? I was getting more sand here. We need the torches. Why do I feel like my inventory has gotten excessively more cluttered? I don't understand. I don't need that. I guess that's good. I need to have a loop of lift podzol up and convert stone to moss. Dispense water to clean moss. Oh, you're doing the water to clear the moss. Okay. Drop podzol down and grow tree. Blow up logs, lift podzol back up with logs to generate 6 layers of stone blocks. And I keep redoing it over and over because I keep thinking of a different way to do it. There's nothing wrong with that, though. Sometimes that's how progress is made. I wonder how much better mine would be if I was willing to redo it to try and get the ability to auto place the saplings. But I definitely am at a point where I'm not willing to do that. Especially now that it's built. Is yours going to be... Does yours, like, auto place? Are you trying to do that? Do you need help with the sand, sir? Yeah, if you're bored, sure. All I'm really doing is, I'll show you real quick. So there's all of these sand pillars here. Each sand pillar needs to go over 6 and then backwards 3. Basically like this. I'm pre-making all of the sand dispenser lines. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm filling in each one of these, basically making a 3x6 column. And I think I kind of want to let you grow more than one tree to convert more pods into autoplace. Autoplacing the saplings. So like you can, like, you know how I was trying to come up with the contraption that like pushed you back and forth so that you would place the, like, so you didn't have to physically move. I just write a minecart and hold right click. I mean, that's yeah. So you have it so that it is auto placing. What is this voicemail? Would you like to update your vehicle's auto policy? Okay. So that's good. And do you have it auto dispensing bone meal? Do you have that system going? Not for the moss, but to auto dispense the bone meal for the sapling. Yeah, auto dispensing bone meal. Yeah, I think if I didn't have to do the flying machine, I would have been able to do that part of it better. No sapling dispenser yet, though. Oh, I did not do a sapling dispenser. That's like kind of like how they do the dark oak tree farm with the whole sapling dispenser part of it. Oh boy. Do you think you actually get enough saplings and stuff? I think I would rather go ahead and play Pokemon. I don't like messing with redstone machines. No worries, dude. You don't yeah, all good. I totally understand that. I don't get anything back from the farm other than bone meal from the moss. So you're not getting, I don't want a green and dock situation going on here. That is fair. That is fair. So you're not getting the saplings back from the tree then? You'd have to stock up the saplings beforehand. I see. So I have I'm pulling the saplings from ENX04's tree farm. I got a ton of that way. And after the oh boy, I've got to make sure I'm not getting too close. After the trees, like after a long enough period of time, I have been taking a fortune hoe and just hoeing down the trees to get like a crap ton more saplings. I guess you could crush leaves somewhere, maybe kind of as like a separate system. If you're bored and want inspiration, go look at El Mango's dirt farm. He never made a tutorial for it, which is a bummer. That was the inspiration for mine. But his is so compact and so well done, and he has all of that stuff in it. I think he has a bone meal machine separate because I don't think it produces enough bone meal, but he's able to get enough saplings from it. Does blowing up the leaves with TNT still drop saplings? Like, I know crushing them drops saplings, but oh, it's dark. Dark. Think so? You probably could collect it just from what you're blowing up then, maybe. Okay. I missed the bed. There we go. Bedtime. Now so I have a problem. My wife hates this. Where I will open a million water bottles and leave them sporadically like through the house, all at varying stages of having finished them. It's a problem. I'm trying to get better at it, but I'm using streams as a way to like finish off the ones that aren't full. So before stream, I go through the house. I find any water bottle that's maybe got like a little bit left over, isn't like fully full or whatever. And that's what I try and finish on stream. That's become my habit to like fix this issue. I'm really bad at it. I am very, very bad at it. I don't think I have enough sand to do all of this yet, but I definitely have a decent amount. I wish this contraption could go faster. Like if I have to have the repeaters and stuff. Ooh, I forgot to set the time of that repeater. That needs to be 4 ticks. That is smart. I would love that habit if I had more incentive to spend time on my. Yeah, it's a good way to just make sure that I'm not wasting too much. I guess I'll focus on getting these pillars done first. I think that makes the most sense. And then once I have accrued enough sand to get all of the pillars done, I feel like at that point I'll just start filling in everything else I can with the sand. It also brings up the point, like, in theory, after this side is done, no, I guess I won't technically have enough sand to do the other side because the border still stays. Although this right side border is going to eventually have to go. My problem is that I live in Austria and the primary water source is tap water. We have tap water. This water smells better, though. I live in Buffalo. I don't really trust our tap water. That's the real problem here. I don't know that I trust that water. So I rather just get the bottled water. Austria has the best tap water. Aren't you like close to the mountains? That doesn't surprise me. Buffalo, there's questions to be asked about the validity of their tap water. Right next to the Alps. Yeah, see, that's nice. You got some good old tap water going on there. If I had like, say I was in Colorado or somewhere where it's like, I don't even know if that would be the best idea, but still probably better than Buffalo. Or like the Hudson River in Beacon. No, thank you. All the crap that polluted the Hudson River years ago. I don't know about that. I don't know that I want to do that. That sounds risky. So which one is going? That one's going and I have the next one prepped, right? Yeah, okay, cool. It's healthier than water bottles, lol, and we do have the best tap water source in the world. I'm sure it is, but it's not healthier than water that probably, like, I think water bottles are probably healthier than tap water here. That who knows if it has like lead in it or some crap like that. Not that we have had it tested, but I just don't trust it. Also, our water is very dry. They put a lot of crap in it in Buffalo. Like, what is it? Fluoride? Is it fluoride or whatever? Like, I don't know. So I as long as the water bottles aren't like left out in the sun and the plastic starts to like break down into like a concerning level of carcinogens, I think it's okay. Don't have that problem in Austria. You are lucky. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure in the water department, you're lucky. Your water situation is better than ours. How is that side looking? I am almost to the end of this with these. So that's good. And then I'll probably just, whatever sand I have left over, probably just keep placing by hand. Just to speed the whole process up. I did kind of forget that I have to open up this side. Well, Vienna has had the title of highest living quality of any city for... wow. That's an impressive stat. Tap water here is okay, I guess. I mean, full transparency. It's hint water, peach. I don't like the taste of oh god. I don't like the taste of just regular water. It's gonna sound weird, and maybe this is part of what happens to water here because it goes through so much like processing for like cleaning. But tap water here just tastes dry because of whatever chemicals they put in it to clean it. And so I don't like it at all. Hint water, yeah, I'm not surprised. That's definitely like a states thing. I think it comes from California. I just find water boring. Plain water boring? Yes. I used to be a heavy soda drinker. Um but right before the pandemic, I actually cut soda out. So like my drinks are not limited, but like orange juice, love a good orange juice, milk, milk, especially cookies and milk, amazing. Tea, I've gotten into tea over the past year and a half, which has been lovely. Coffee, coffee's really good. Uh, those are kind of my go-to drinks of choice. Like eating plain oatmeal or something. Plain oatmeal is nasty. We can all agree to that. Just plain oatmeal is nasty. I was a fan of the well, I think it was like maple brown sugar or something was like my flavor. I can't eat it and it's not bad, but why would you when I can have something else? Yes, if you're going to eat something, usually, you know, it's better to have something that you're going to enjoy eating. I get the idea of eating for sustenance, and sometimes I do that. I have like protein bars for emergencies, especially on set if I can't get away to eat something and I'm like gonna pass out. I'll have a protein bar. But for the most part, I'd rather eat something I enjoy eating. You've never eaten oatmeal? I grew up on oatmeal. Oatmeal and toast like shredded wheats, but they were like I don't even remember what they were called. They were like shredded wheat, but they had like a white frosting on them. I eat oatmeal for dinner semi often. For dinner? What? How is that a dinner? That's a breakfast. Just because it's super easy and filling? Oh, God. No, thank you. Not for dinner. I don't have distinctions in when I eat things. I definitely do. Like, there are certain things like I have to not eat after a certain time of day. No, I never had it. I also never had cookies with milk. Cookies with milk are like the thing. I'll have breakfast or whatever at any time. Look, I understand like certain breakfasts being at like any time. Like I get breakfast for dinner, but not oatmeal. Like waffles or pancakes, sure. Especially like chicken and waffles, or in my case, fake chicken and waffles. I can do that for a dinner or a lunch. But oatmeal, that feels like a really fibrous dinner before bed. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's like I can't have like orange juice at night. Like I don't want to go to bed with that kind of level of acid sitting in my stomach. You know, there's just certain things that your body doesn't do well with while you're sleeping. I don't have problems with that. Not yet, anyway. You call me old? I mean, I've always had issues like that, so I don't actually think it's an age thing. I just not. I don't know. The idea of it's weird. Or like, okay, so here's a question though. Could you get up and have spaghetti for breakfast? I get pizza for breakfast. I think it's simply because Austria's culture is just different. Plus, I usually just eat cereals instead. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, different foods based off cultural differences make sense. Yes, and I probably have. Oh my gosh, no. Oh no. I'm trying to think of like I want to think of like a really weird one. Um Probably whatever is handy and available. I can't do that. But then again, I don't know I like to cook. Um so we do the Hello Fresh thing. Um so we have very specific like meals for dinner. I don't know. That's hard to explain. I mean, have you ever eaten schnitzel with parsley and potatoes? Good point. I've never even eaten schnitzel before, so no. Um, and speaking of potatoes, though, I just had one of the best potato things ever. It's this fair food. I'd never seen it before, called a tornado potato or potato tornado. Oh my god, it was the best thing ever. They like sliced the potato in the rounds on a swivel, a little bit thicker than like a potato chip, and then they deep fry this thing in like sea salt and like barbecue seasoning. Oh my god, I had this yesterday. We went to Cornfest. Don't laugh. It was so freaking good. And I have leftovers. It gets eaten for breakfast a lot of times. See, I'll have leftovers, but they'll be lunch. That's the national dish in Vienna. Schnitzel with parsley potatoes. Oh God. I'll also eat grits for dinner sometimes for the same reason as oatmeal. I okay, but grits is like shrimp and grits. I something about that doesn't seem as weird to me. Maybe because I've seen it before. It's probably just a mental stigma more than anything. I've had that kind of ribbon potato thing before. It's so good. I've never seen it. It came on like a skewer, so it looked like the shape of it felt like corn on the cob. I think they did it specifically for Cornfest because they like pulled it out. Oh, it was amazing. Yeah, I know it. I only had it with salt though, and on smaller scale. Tastes amazing though. When I worked at Dollywood, I made a lot of them. You worked at Dollywood? Okay, I gotta tell Vicky that. That's funny. She's been to Dollywood. Oh, that's funny. I feel like I was. Did I go to Dollywood once? I think I was in the area of Dollywood, but I definitely like. I think we went to that area on some sort of vacation with her family, and I stayed at home the day they actually went to Dollywood because I was like, "What am I gonna do here? I'm just gonna be bored out of my mind." I don't remember though. Dollywood, that's funny. Oh, Dolly Parton. Woman's a saint, though. Let's be honest. Okay, I'm gonna finish this, and then I gotta use the restroom real quick. All the tea and water is starting to take an effect here. Let's get this done. They have some decent rides. Really? I'm not really. I'm not though. I'm not too big into rides. Like I've been to Epcot, and I'll do some of those rides, but for the most part, I get super motion sick. But I just checked out a tornado potato recipe for at home. Seems like you can also bake them. It doesn't surprise me that you could bake them. These were not baked. These were definitely deep fried. I have a deep fryer, so I want to try doing it. Working there was interesting. Interesting people work at theme parks. Doesn't surprise me. That definitely does not surprise me. Especially if it's not just a summer job. The people who like make a career out of it have got to be very interesting. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to park ourselves over here. And we're going to go like this. What time is it? It's 9. Okay, we got plenty of time. Lots of people that just retired and wanted to do something other than stay at home had millions and millions in the bank and just doing it for fun. The idea of just working somewhere like that for fun is kind of heartwarming. That's pretty cool. Okay, I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. I don't have a deep fryer, but I have an uncle who wants some potato meal. And they can do it just for the summer and travel during the winter. Also, when you see some customer get rude with them and them just be like, nope, I'm not serving you, move along. Because they don't care. I get that. It's not like it really matters to them. Oh, okay. Where were we here? Where the frick were we? Um, did we finish? We finished up that one. A few more to go. I do really want to, oh boy, like catch up in terms of having this thing, oh god, cleared out. I'd like to catch up to where we are here. So I'm realizing I am also, as I'm breaking this down, getting more and more cobblestone. That's where it's coming into my inventory. Haven't been there in a long time though. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I went to an amusement park? When was the last time I actually went to an amusement park? I actually think it was Disney World. 20 no. No, 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 no. I went to Universal Studios because I did the Harry Potter stuff, and that would have been 2018. I think 2018. Universal Studios, the Harry Potter stuff was the last time I actually went to an amusement park like that. Showed it my uncle, and tornado potatoes are officially on our cooking list. Dude, send me a Discord picture when you make it. I want to see how well it comes out. Do you have a thing that you could cut it like that? Because, like, that was what I couldn't figure out. The way it's cut is so precise and so well spiraled. Yeah, it's called a skill. It's called skill. You know what? I've been to Gatlinburg a few times since then, but we just always end up going and oding other stuff instead of Dollywood. I don't think I've ever heard of Gatlinburg. I have no idea what that is. Oh, of doing other stuff instead of Dollywood. Oh wait, is that where it is? Gatlinburg? It's called skill. To cut it like that, I think there's a device. I got to imagine there's some sort of device to cut it like that. Like, have you ever seen like a tomato? No, an apple peeler. It kind of reminds me of an apple peeler to a degree. There are cutting techniques for preparing potatoes on skewers. You skewer them first, and then you can cut them okay. That you're right. That doesn't surprise me that there is some sort of like skilled way to do it. That's pretty impressive. Anybody who has that technique down, though, in my opinion. When I worked there, I had so many free tickets for Dollywood, though. With every paycheck, they gave us like 4 free tickets or something. Would just give them out to random people. That's honestly pretty damn wholesome of them. I couldn't imagine like the people that work at Disney World or Disneyland getting a free ticket. I don't see that happening. I can't see Bob Iger being like, oh yeah, if you work here, 4 free tickets with every paycheck. And employees would get in for free, so I didn't need them. I bet you if you're an employee at Disneyland, you still got to pay. But yeah, I'm going to do roast beef with roasted onions and tornado potato because that sounds just yummy. I mean, the potato, yeah, yes. The vegetarian parts of that sound yummy to me too. What time is it? 8:24. I gotta go sleep soon. Ah. I guess I need to do this very quickly. They also have a deal with a lot of other attractions in the area where they get so many tickets to give to their employees, and Dollywood employees get to go to them for free. That's really nice of them. The roast beef, not so much. Yeah, the roast beef I couldn't do, but I wonder if they'll ever have like a vegetarian substitute for roast beef. That'll be interesting. Okay, hold on. We need to put this down. We need to sleep. So I did pretty much everything there. I mean, that's got to be kind of like a fun thing, especially like if you're just chilling there during the summer in college. It's a great way to keep yourself entertained. Most of it was just kind of lame tourist stuff. Is there a lot of lame tourist stuff to do in Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area? I don't remember. Maybe I didn't go there. Maybe that was just a trip my wife went on and I was not part of it. Oh, wait. Are you a vegetarian? I remember something like that. I am a pescatarian, so I can eat fish. There is, yes, mostly in Pigeon Forge. What? Is there like national monuments or something? Like what is there? I'm very curious now. I did not realize that there was like something to do there besides Dollywood. It's the most visited national park in the country. Really? Okay. Just okay. I guess the question is this. What, like, is it a forest park? Is it like a big camping park? I can't imagine it's like Yellowstone. I would have assumed Yellowstone was actually the most. That is surprising to me. Hiking in cabins and stuff. Okay. So similar to the Adirondacks then, just without the mountains. So you could eat salmon. I want to say manure so bad, but I know that's not what that word is. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm going to be honest with you, Chaos. I don't know. What I could, as long as that other word isn't slang for meat. The Smoky Mountains are there. Oh, okay. So like the song, right? Interesting. So there are mountains. Can't imagine they're as big as like. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta see where in the country this is. I'm now very confused. My geographical sensors are telling me I have no idea where this is. Oh, this is not where I thought this was. Interesting. Okay. So it's part of the Appalachian Mountains. Okay. Understood. Now I have my geography right. They aren't super tall, but they're pretty, I guess. Yeah. No, okay. I get that now. That makes sense. Not quite. So I grew up in the Adirondacks, so not as big as Adirondack Mountains, but those are definitely some big, decent mountains. It's basically like fried salmon cooked in a very specific way that tastes amazing. I do enjoy the fried salmon. Fried and grilled. I like so we have a farmers market down in Beacon, and they come up from Montauk, which is like on Long Island, with like fresh catches every weekend. And 2 weekends ago, they brought up like some super fresh salmon, and I grilled it, and it was so good. But yeah, Pigeon Forge is very touristy. Lots of hillbilly theme stuff. Now that I understand that it's like the Appalachian area, it makes more sense. I can see the connection. I totally understand it more now. I was trying to clear that out. I guess I didn't succeed there. These like multi hilly kind of areas under here, I think are going to be what caused me the biggest headache. I'm going to have to flatten some of that stuff out myself. and probably use some sponges to get to some of those areas. But yeah, might not cook for you then because my meals tend to be very meat heavy due to me and my uncle loving meat. I'm also assuming it's a cultural thing. Like there's probably like in Italy you could do meat, but fish is also very culturally a big thing. So when I went to Italy, I had tons of fish. Or same thing with Japan. I feel like certain areas culturally, the diet of fish is much more obtainable for me, depending on where I am. That's why I'm like hoping not next year, but the year afterwards to go to Japan because I feel like that's going to be the thing. I want to go to Japan for my 40th birthday and have all the sushi. That's the goal. Not really the furthest I've ever been, though. I feel like Australia is technically the furthest I'll have ever gone. Melbourne, theoretically, I think is the furthest from where I am. I don't see myself going any further than Melbourne, but Japan is actually quite a bit closer. It was like 3 hours faster to fly to Japan than it was to get to Melbourne, which is good because my word, it was such a slog to get out to Melbourne. I think that flight ended up being like 21 hours between the two. It was, it was rough. That was a rough flight. I mean, it obviously is with fish, but Austria isn't that meat and fish heavy. Or while it might have more meat than other countries, considering that some of the favorite Austrian dishes have meat, like roast beef, schnitzel, and stuff like that. I'm not great with the geography of that side of the world, but is Austria landlocked, or do you guys have a border that's actually on the Mediterranean at all? Austria is landlocked. Okay, so then it would make sense if you're not super fish heavy. Like Italy, obviously surrounded, you know. When I went to Spain, they had some good fish too, but they had like the areas that we went were all coastal regions. Ireland and UK when I went there, like fish and chips was it though. Their fish assortment wasn't as adventurous for some reason. We were between Italy and Germany mid-continent. Okay. I see where that is. I see that in my brain. So yeah, landlocked. It would make sense for like landlocked countries not to really be too into the fish thing. I need to flatten this area out a little bit because I think this is going to be, especially right here, very difficult to manage otherwise. I think that's probably better. I don't have to go too crazy with the flattening out of these areas because the way this mechanism works is it'll push everything around, kind of autofill itself out. Just get a little stuck in other places. Let's just see. How close are we getting to the next one? Not quite there yet. So we'll keep filling in these. We only have 4 more to go, so that's pretty good. But we do need to get rid of the seaweed stuff. Get rid of all that. We still have fish. Austria has salmon farms, and we have plenty of lakes and rivers with fish, but we are missing a good source of saltwater fish. That makes sense, yeah. So, what about lobster? How are you guys with the lobster situation? You ever get some good lobster over there? I do enjoy lobster. I don't have it too often, but when I do, I am very happy with lobster. Lobster on the grill, a little bit of butter. I'm actually going with Vic to a There's these things in the States that are called like boil in a bag, and basically what it is they throw a whole bunch of fish stuff. Usually it's like crab, lobster, scallops, clams, mussels, shrimp. Throw it in a bag, put like some seasoning in the bag, boil it all together. Usually there's like potatoes and carrots in there too. And then they just bring you out this bag of all of this stuff, all with this seasoning. And then you eat it. It exists, but you need to go to a high-end store restaurant to get it. Don't have to here. Don't have to here as much. We have one of those here that I've never been to. Don't know how good it is though. I'm okay. I like it in concept. And the taste of the really good places that do it, that have like really good flavors, is amazing. In practice, I absolutely hate the mess that I have to go through to actually like get any food out of this, because you're basically picking through all the juices and stuff in this bag. You're pulling all the meat out of the shell. It's so much work and so much effort for such a little amount of meat. I hate the process of it. It is not at all rewarding for how little you get from it at the end of the day. But my word, does it taste great. If it were up to me, they would just do it and bring out all the fish parts, the shell parts on a platter for me, and I would just eat that up. In general, I don't like messy things. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of having to eat stuff with my hands. Even like eating a burger, like when I grill burgers myself, I generally don't put them in a bun. I put them on a plate, throw the stuff on the plate, and then cut it up and eat it. As ridiculous as that sounds, I just don't like touching food with my hands if I could avoid it. Corn on the cob, I got those little poker things for each side of the corn. It's still a little bit messy. I'm very like, don't make me touch things that are messy and gross, especially if they're super slimy. Please. Not my thing. Not my thing. I would rather avoid feelings of uncomfort. I'm just sitting here thinking, gotta wash my hands. Where can I wash my I've gone too far. Oh no. Server skewers to Nard. Got it. Yeah, I generally, if it's on a skewer, it's okay. It's definitely better if it's on a skewer. That's for sure. It's just don't like it. Don't like it at all. And just to exacerbate the situation, like when you're on set, like in my job, your hands get so nasty. Even when you're wearing gloves, they get so gross. And the days, like we don't bring our own food. They provide food for lunch for us at catering. All film sets here are catered because you really don't have time to leave and go get something. And generally you don't have the facilities where you could make something yourself or heat something up that you bring. So most film sets are catered. So you get so nasty during the day. And sometimes there's not correct facilities to like wash your hands or whatever before lunch. And they'll sometimes have food that you have to eat with your hands. And I'm like, I can't. I just won't eat it because I'm like, I am going to make myself sick if I have to eat this food right now. I always struggle when I work on my car because your hands get nasty. I found these things, okay? They're technically glove liners, but they're super thin and pretty form-fitting to my hands. And that has been my saving grace. I wear those on a film set constantly. I can still do fairly minute things like tying knots and some of the like annoying little things I have to do with my fingers with these things, but I don't have to like feel the metal on my hands or the grease between the knobs on a C-stand. I don't have to feel any of that. I have this like layer. Touch anything, you get dirty. That's how it is on a film set. And these gloves, hold on, I'm going to show them to you. They're ridiculous. I basically buy a new set of these gloves between every movie because they get so destroyed on a movie set, but they really do an excellent job during a movie of keeping my hands from like feeling gross. But they're super thin. I don't know if I could really show you how thin they are. Hold on. Can I expand this? Focus. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It is just incredibly thin. I got to take the labels out of these. I don't know how you guys are with labels, but I always got to cut the labels out of anything. But they're so tight to my hands that I could still like do the work that I need to do. And then I wear a second set of gloves on top of this for like anything dealing with like if I'm touching a hot light or whatever, just so my hands don't burn. Or so like if I'm raising up something really high and I'm worried about like it crushing my fingers if it comes down, I have like a thicker set of gloves for that. But those, I always have those on. My Michael Jackson gloves. They're so good for dealing with that kind of stuff. I should check on this. How is this doing? We've got almost 2 left. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, I can't take off in just one deep. Okay, fine. Fine. Am I going to run out of sand? I think I might not have enough to do all of these. Might have to get more over there. I am slowly getting down on the rocket situation, though. This one's complete, so this is where we were working? Okay. Once these are done, I'll just kind of keep filling some in by hand, too, I think, just to make the process go faster. Because it's faster to place them by hand, but it's nice to be able to leave this AFK and let it go for a while as well. Oh yeah, I only have 2 more. I might actually have enough to complete these. I was trying to think of a way to do 4 at once, like come in from each side of an end portal to get more sand coming here faster. Because technically you can dupe from the 4 sides of the portal in a stronghold. But I think the problem is no matter which side you send it in from, it will always generate over there at the same location. So it's not like 4 different spots depending on where you drop the sand into the end portal from. Not related, but makes me think of a pair of welding gloves I use as oven mitts. Hey, that's great. I use something similar to welding gloves as oven mitts as well. I love the glove ones, like that have the 5 fingers. I don't like the like thick plastic ones that some people use. How we doing? Still good? That's got a ways to go. I think I could finish as long as I don't run out of sand. Boo, boo, boo. Because we only have 2 more? 2 more. Okay, so let's drop this down. Let's collect the rest of the sand and see if we could finish this before that's done, which would be great because then it's just filling in everything else. I also got to make sure that these go away because we don't want any of this getting destroyed. Yeah, a lot of fabric glove mitts kind of suck. Yeah, you have to. There are good ones that are like they're not silicone, but there's some sort of synthetic that I have that I absolutely love. They're super thick. Like there's almost an inch of material between me and whatever pan I'm trying to pick up. They're amazing. Oh, this is going well. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna get this done before that completes. What time is it? Actually. Okay, I still got an hour. Well, I'll be able to at least get this done and get a couple more of these built. I don't know how many forward I should build because I feel like I'm going to get to a point where I'm just filling these in by hand and I don't need the auto thing to keep going because I'll have so much sand to get this done. Why is this one not wanting to place? Okay. That was weird. I should be using some sort of mechanic just to place these super fast too. Because I totally could. And it would probably place it instantly. And I may do something like that when I go to fill in the other places. All the redstone to place all the sand. That should be close enough that that's still going, right? Yeah. This is going to be a ridiculous perimeter. I'm curious to also see how it affects the rates of that farm when it's done. That's gonna be an interesting thing. And then this, oh wait, hold on. Technically, oh, I guess so. This over here is the end of it, but I don't need a thing over there because it's all coming from over here for now. This is the last one. Hopefully I have enough sand to do it. I feel like I do. And then we'll prep the next 2 sections and take down all the sand from what has currently been placed. And that'll be good. I'd like to prep. Have I gone too far? 1, 2, 3. No. It is getting nighttime though. So we need to sleep. We do need to sleep. And sleep. I am running out of rockets. I should grab some rockets while I'm over here. I don't even think this is on its last slice yet, is it? No. Not even on its last slice. Let's go get more rockets. Get this kelp out of my inventory. I'm hoping that by next, well, not tomorrow, but next week, I'm starting to build some of the sweepers over here and try them out. I think the hardest thing is going to be the terrain because over here, it's like a lot higher than over there, which is going to be annoying for clearing some of the water. And let's get the rest of this. Ooh, that might not actually be enough to finish this last one over here. I am skeptical that it will be. That is unfortunate. That is definitely unfortunate. We'll get as much as we can, and then we'll have to break down the other area. 50. Wait, what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, definitely not going to be enough. Nope. 30. It is shallower over here, but not enough to get all of this. So I don't even have enough sand to like finish this up. I don't think I went to the end, but we got pretty close. Okay, hold on one sec. I will be right back. I got these cool little thermometer things that connect to my phone by Bluetooth, and I've been using them to like see what the temperature is in different places because I feel like I like struggle temperature wise to be comfortable, and I don't know if it's like a me thing. So I'm trying to see if like, is it actually really hot back here, or is it just me? Am I hot because I'm talking a lot? I don't know. So I'm trying to get some excuse me. Or am I getting sick? I don't know that either. So I'm trying to use this as like a little bit of a feedback system to uh see what's going on and see if I'm crazy or not. Or if it actually is hot back here. Or if I have a temperature. Not that it would really tell me if I have a temperature, but I guess if the room is not actually hot, then that would lead me to believe that there's something wrong with me. So I'm very curious. Very curious. I don't think I've ever brought it back here before. I have it, I bring it on my desk in Beacon, but I don't think I've ever brought it to the desk back here. Okay, we are on the last slice, so I do need to be careful that I can move that over. Got to keep an eye on that. Getting there. We are getting there. It went up from 73.2 from where I had it in the other room to 73.6. That does not currently seem like a significant of enough jump. So it might just be a me thing. I also don't know how long it takes to actually like readjust once it's been moved from one room to the next. And boop, 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 boop. This over here, I think, is the deepest part of this whole trench. Or I guess technically over there, as it's starting to go up at this point. Okay. Come on. Excellent. 73.8. It is increasing back here. So I might not be crazy. See if it goes up to 75. How is this slice doing? Oh, it's getting there. We gotta be quick. I really wanted to get all of this down before we had to worry about the next area, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to. Although I have plenty of space here. How close am I up here? 1, what is that? 3? I'm 3 away. So I'm actually pretty close. Come on. Break that one. Break that one. Break that one. Boop, boop. All the sand. Give me all the sand. Okay, I'm full. I think one more and we're good. All right, one more and we're at the redstone. Yes, okay, cool. So this is it. Boop. Come on, just place the torch. There we go. I got Zigbee temperature and humidity trackers and stuck them around my house a while back. The Zigbee stuff is interesting, but isn't that a bit more expensive? And have it show up on my Home Assistant floor plan. This was, I wanted a cheap solution This thing was like, I don't know, $19 for each one. And it's like the Bluetooth, even at the furthest parts of my house, somehow still reaches. Now, Zigbee stuff is cheap, just tricky to set up. Really? Hold on, I'm going to look this up. Zigbee temperature. Interesting. And it doesn't need like a hub or anything? Like, you know how like Nest stuff? Oh, it does. It does need a hub. Has to have something to talk to, right? Because it's Zigbee. It's not like connected to Wi-Fi. I should be up there ready to move this over. I think we're at that stage. Zoop. I think the goal is for it to be low power. Low power, but still decent wireless transmission. How did I miss another call? So they can just sit there for a year and it does not die. That's pretty impressive. I have a thermostat like that for like setting up the heat back here. So if I want to turn the heat on, that's a Zigbee thing. And I have some light bulbs that are like that. Maybe it was, you know what it could have been? It could have been that I couldn't get it at Home Depot, or I didn't find it at Home Depot or Lowe's when I went. Because it was one of those things where it's like, I want this now and I don't want to have to wait for it. So I probably could have ordered it, but I wanted it at that moment in time. Because the place in Beacon, I don't know what is up, but the humidity upstairs, some days it gets to like 80% humidity. Now I don't have central air there. It's not like the place in Buffalo, but it's wild how hot it gets. Even with the split AC going, sometimes it like gets really humid. I got the Zigbee ones because I linked them to turn humidifiers on and off. Oh, humidifiers, not dehumidifiers. Is it drier in general where you are? The Hudson Valley, I think, from what I'm learning, is a lot more humid. So we have a dehumidifier. Gets dry in the winter. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Really humid in the summer. So, do you have central air, or do you use a dehumidifier in the summer? Do I want to do that manually, or do I just want to wait? I feel like I should just let it go. And then we got to prep those two. Oh, you have central air. Okay, so it's not so bad for you. So like I know split ACs are kind of like a newer thing and they're great, but I really just don't feel like they do a good job with getting the humidity out of a place. Either that or they messed up the installation of them. I'm going to actually, when I go back there, it'll be like our year mark of having them, and the company does like a yearly checkup or whatever. So I'm gonna have them double check and be like, yo, even when they're running, it's like not getting any less humid. I'll have it at like, just to try it out and test it, 68 degrees on this thing, and it can still get up to like 78% humidity even with this AC running. It's bizarre to me. I just got tired of waking up in the middle of the night in winter feeling like I'm living in a dehydrator. I 100% understand that. We in Buffalo, that's how it is, and we got we actually got a humidifier installed onto the HVAC system. So it pushes, like when the HVAC is running, it actually pushes into the house here. Because in Buffalo, it is. Yes, I understand the pain of that. It's really bad in Buffalo too in the winter. It gets so friggin' cold and so dry. Don't need something like that in the Hudson Valley. We have like a small one in the bedroom that will turn on some days, but it's not nearly as bad as it is in Buffalo. Okay, so we want to do this the right way. So I guess we'll just get rid of the pistons, and then anything else is not as ridiculous then. But I totally get winter humidifier, definitely necessary. Vic gets headaches a lot from that in the winter because it gets so dry sometimes. Even if we try and pump up the humidifier, it's sometimes not enough, and she'll wake up with a headache just from being so dehydrated. I've got 3 in different corners of the house. They just go around and that I just go around and fill every day in the winter. It's wild, man. Some people I feel like are much more susceptible. There's no B there. Susceptible to that than other people, though. She is very much so susceptible to the dry winter issues. Yeah, in the winter, sometimes they just run 24/7. I find it's more of a necessity at night for me. I don't really have an issue during the day that I've noticed. But when I'm trying to sleep at night, that's when it becomes an issue. Like I'll wake up gagging because my mouth is so dry sometimes at night. I guess because I can like drink stuff during the day, so I can offset it more so than you can at night. Mostly waking up immediately being like, ow. I am like a partial mouth breather, so for me, like it causes dental issues during the winter, like really badly because it just dries out my gums and stuff, and it's like kind of it's gross, man. It gets super gross. Okay, so that's good. So I need to build the next 2 sections, and I need to tear that down. So let's do this. We'll do piston observer here, 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 here. This goes away. That becomes the piston. Then the observer goes there. And boop, ba-doop. And then we need target block there. Redstone, redstone, redstone. And 4 ticks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we do this side. Boop, 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 boop. We put our wall here. We put our observer here. We put 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Oops, 1, 2. I guess technically it's that, but whatever. And then let that. Great. And that is that. And then we'll just test it real quick. Make sure we're good. Boop, 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 boop. Down she goes. Beautiful. I should level this out. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. And oh no, I'm 1 shy. It's kind of weird opening up a shulker box underwater. The idea of like all of my stuff getting wet occurred to me then for a second. I'm like, I'm going to put this in the water, and I'm going to open it, and then I'm going to get wet sand. I now want a block called wet sand. I don't know what that block would look like, but I want a wet sand block. Okay, so that one's good. We'll pre-do this one as well. And toot. build out over here. And wall goes here. Piston goes there. And these are pretty much ingrained in my head how to make these now. I'll do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Redstone, redstone, redstone. Target block goes there. Just keep thinking of sandcastles. Don't know, trying to think what you could do with wet sand. Just keep thinking of sandcastles. It would be like cobwebs. Only cobwebs. It would be like cobwebs. You could throw something. It would be like quicksand. You could sink into it like powdered snow. The texture would be similar to mud, but a lighter colored mud. If you move, you sink. Oh, if you sprint, you sink. No. If you crouch, you're fine. If you crouch, you could cross it. Anything besides crouching, and you sink. That would be really cool. That would actually be a pretty cool mechanic. Quicksand. See? Wet sand. It has its place. Okay, what did I do? Oh, wait, you're right. I got to do another one. Oh, and I forgot the redstone up here. I got the redstone. Yeah, we tested that one. We're good there. I got to be a fly on the wall of the ideas room in Minecraft, like when they're coming up with new things, would be a blessing. I would just love to see it. That actually sounds like something they could add that would fit. Oh, totally. Totally. If they end up, like, I know the speculation is high because of Nembomb's accidental screenshot that he posted that I don't think is true, but everybody's kind of like hoping that the desert is like the next upgrade, kind of like the swamp to mangrove thing that just happened. But that would be something that would be really interesting if they did do a desert upgrade. I would love to see. Don't know how hard that would be to implement. My fingers have. I feel like if they were able to do powdered snow, it shouldn't be really any more difficult than powdered snow, right? It's like the same thing, only with just a little bit added mechanic to it. Like the snow knows when, well, the snow doesn't know this, but like the way it works is, the best way I could explain it is the snow knows when you're wearing leather boots. So it knows not to sink you. It should also know when you're not crouching. I mean, the game knows when you're crouching or not, so it should just be able to apply it to whatever block you're on, I would assume. You have to make a lot of assumptions when it comes to like what can and can't be done in Minecraft. It was just funny listening to the Spawn Chunks podcast on my way home yesterday, and they were talking a little bit about like the whole villager thing and how the root of the problem is kind of enchanting being not great. And they're like, you know, they could update enchanting similar to how they updated the, what did they update? The stuff for like doing the trims. What the heck is that block called? The smithing table. How they upgraded that, they could do a similar kind of thing to the enchanter where you have 3 slots and the third slot is like something in the wild that you have to put in there to increase the chance of getting a specific enchantment. Who knows how difficult or hard it is, but in your mind it's like, oh, that must be easy because they just adjusted smithing tables like that. And magma already burns you when you aren't crouched. Just combine the two things. Right. So the game mechanic of knowing when you're standing on something that's crouched definitely already exists. Okay, so that's prepped. This is prepped. That's leveled. That's leveled. Okay, so we're going to tear down this arm and make 2 other arms. I want this bed first because I'd like to make sure that is in position to sleep at sleepy time. That goes there. And now we take this down. Make people hate deserts as much as they do biomes with powdered snow. It'd be great. Do people really hate biomes with powdered snow? I honestly have never had an issue with powdered snow. Powdered snow, I mean, I don't know if it's just because the mechanic of it helped me do my crazy barter farm design, but I don't know. I don't mind powdered snow. I think they're so uncommon it doesn't bother people. Yeah, it's not really like that. Yeah, that's true. It's not really that common. I feel like patches of quicksand would be just as rare as powdered snow. It'd just be annoying anytime you run into it and you end up like under a bunch of blocks and keep falling into it. I guess that is the only thing that's kind of like, how would it work? Because would wet snow be wet snow? Would wet sand be affected by gravity the same way sand is? And if so, could you dupe it like you can with any gravity duper? There's questions. So it got up to 75 back here, and I just felt the AC kick on. So I guess it was like hotter, about 3 degrees hotter than what my comfort limit is. So I'm going to turn up the AC, I think. I do feel like I am getting a slight cold, unfortunately. I may have to run out and get some Zycam. My nose has felt a little bit stuffier, and I don't know what this cough is that has occurred. Oh man, can't get sick. Gotta get through that commercial shoot. Need that money. Okay, let's pick all of this up, and then we'll build the next 2 arms, and then we'll finish. What time is it? We'll finish that. Okay, so we'll build the 2 arms, and we'll finish that last sand column. And then I'll probably call it after that. Smokey never showed up to come and try and get the other armor trim. We're still shy. 1 armor trim. That's a bummer. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. Oh. Okay. I like that I'm like right on the edge of that guardian farm, like working while I'm working over here. I should turn this on. See if I'm missing anything. Those are fish. Did I get all the stuff? I think so. Great. Okay. I did not pre-place these nuggets, so let's figure out the dimensions. Where is this gone? This is 752. So we gotta find 752. What? Okay, well, since I didn't make that, we're gonna get the other number. 752 and 764. 52 and 64. 52. Here. Here. 52 and 64. Boom. Okay, so those are the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, have I gone too far? I really can't tell. don't think so. And boop. It is really getting laggy. I really hope that when this whole thing is dug out, it's not like super laggy. I don't really know why a perimeter would make things laggier. It's less stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. And boop. And zoop. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Test. Perfect. Okay, next one. I think this puts us at halfway done on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more. 11. Cool. No. Oh, I got it. Piston push limit. I wonder if they'll ever give us anything to extend that. Probably not. I think that's one of those limitations that's good to keep in the game. I do really, really wish they would give us something to create a windmill or something to add more motion. I'm like on the verge of wanting to start a modded series with the create mod. I keep watching the create mod stuff from like New Life, and Tango did that create mod series, and I'm like, I really kind of want it. I want to try it. I'm pushing myself not to. I'd be surprised if they increase the piston push limit. Yeah. They don't really need to. It's such a specific use case kind of thing. But I want something like create mod. Even if it's just like one little aspect to give myself the ability to make like a windmill or something would be so freaking cool. Create mod is kind of cool. More interesting than a lot of bigger mods. Yes. Create mod, like, it brings an element of life to the game that the game is missing. Having stuff moving around, adding all that extra movement is so interesting to me. More creative than just adding blocks that make redstone useless. Yeah, it's still kind of really. Oh, that's bad. Oh, I did it fast enough. It still kind of like interacts with redstone. It feels like an acceptable addition to what's already there in the game. And I think that's why I like it. The only like thing holding me back that I don't like about it is it does change a bit of the world generation stuff. There are things that you need in the world to actually use create mod. It's not like I could just add it to this server and I'd be able to use it. And I think that's what slightly is holding me back from it. There's just like, I forget what it was. It was like zinc or there was some weird elements that you needed to be able to obtain by mining in order to do a lot of the stuff in the create mod. Yeah, add some new ores. Yes. That's the only thing that I'm like, do I want an experience where that kind of stuff has changed? I'd rather world generation and all that stay the same, and this, it'd be something that's more just on top of what currently exists, I guess. One day I'll download it and play it, maybe on like a stream thing, just to see how it is. But I don't want it to take away from like everything else that I'm doing. Also, soon we'll be going back to finish up some of the block breaking stuff I never got to finish. Some stuff happened over there that I was just waiting for that to come back online, which I'm hearing in the next week or two it might. And I might be able to finish up that series. I'd like to finish up that series before I move on to anything else. I have like 2 more episodes I want to do. And I'm hoping that I can do them soon when that server goes back online. Boop. But then again, there is another series I might be starting with a group of people. So who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Did I break this and not place it? Or did I just not even do this one? I don't think I even did this one. Target block goes here. Also, like I have an entire series of that sky block that I edited, filmed, never posted. Part of me wants to finish that up too. I don't know why, like I do all of the work, but I just never actually put it out. It's very, I don't know. I get hung up on actually publishing some of that stuff. Fish, sand. I'm gonna leave the sand alone. I'm gonna leave the sand alone. 1, 2, and that goes there. 1, 2, goes there, and then we need repeater and dust. Repeater, dust. And repeater, dust. Oh, geez. I missed the jump. Zoop. Repeater, dust. Okay. So let's just. Good. Good. Amazing. Great. Check the other ones. And good. I don't know what I want to do for dinner. I have there's these pre-cooked meals that I get depending on what's going on in life called Cook Unities. And I got a Cook Unity for this week. But I'm only in Buffalo for a little bit of time, and I kind of want this Indian restaurant that I haven't had in a while. So I don't know if I should have the Cook Unity or I should just order this Indian food. It's a very difficult situation. So is all of this extra cobblestone I'm picking up. This is going to be... You used Cook Unity for a while? Oh my gosh, I love Cook Unity. They actually have like a solid vegetarian menu. Until I went back to just using HelloFresh again. I use both. Well, I should say me and Vic use, well, she doesn't use Cook Unity. I use the Cook Unity, but we both together use the HelloFresh. I have no idea where this is. I'm going to do this, and we're going to do, I need to see where this turn is. Okay, so this is the line. So we're going to curve this and go right along this way. So that's going to have to go all the way over here. And then we'll snake this one. I think I'm going to start this one filling in from this side and bringing it out as we go now that I have like a thing for this. I like them for the most part. It really dependent on the meal though. I'd get some really good meals and then I'd get some I just have to throw away. I never thrown one away. So I guess that's a good thing so far. There's enough variety, and what's really weird that I didn't know is like depending Morgan, hi. Uh, we're talking about Cook Unity. I do Cook Unity and HelloFresh. And I had to spend too much time curating what I wanted. I think because I am more, I have the vegetarian stuff. It's not a super like large option list for me. But what is weird is if I'm in Buffalo, sometimes I get different food options than when I'm down in New York City. Like my place down in New York City, there is actually more selection of food. Ah, gotcha. I've done Cook Unity and HelloFresh. I think Cook Unity depends on where you live. Yes, exactly. Yes. It's very strange. Depending on where I am, I get different meals. So I have like, when I'm down in the city, I have my favorite ones down there that I get a lot. And then when I'm in Buffalo, I have my favorites. So I have those marked in like that favorites list and I just bounce back and forth. But the thing that I really like about it is compared to like those other pre-made meals, I find them actually filling. Which is the struggle with a lot of the ones that I get like at a grocery store. They never fill me up, and they always taste like super salty and high in garbage. Basically, it was a challenge to find them. I had looked at whatever the other one is that like Impulse uses. Um, didn't They didn't deliver in a manner that was useful to my lifestyle. Factor, yes. Their delivery was like in the middle of the week, and I kind of needed it to arrive on the weekends. I live close to New York City, so the options were really good, but my mom lives like an hour south, and the options weren't as good. Yeah, it's very weird that it's dependent on where you live, but I guess it makes sense because they're hiring like local chefs to cook it, so you're getting what can be made in that area, which makes it more fresh, which is what's great about it. Yeah, portion size did tend to be pretty good with Cook Unity. Yeah, Factor I used them for a while too. Encrypted did Factor. Yeah, the portion sizes are amazing with the Cook Unity stuff. Like I generally just have them for lunch. Lunches are Cook Unity, and then dinners. Me and my wife make the Hello Freshes for dinners. That's kind of like the balance there. Factor is really consistent, which was nice, but boring. See, if you don't have like a really good variety of food, I think that hurts it. Um, HelloFresh, we often now just take the recipes, go to Wegmans, and just buy the stuff ourselves to do the HelloFresh, because they seem to go through like waves of using the same kind of menus and stuff. So it just makes sense to go get it ourselves. I only had one meal with Factor I really didn't like. Well, that's good. At least the quality was good. It's just annoying that it's boring. You do that too with the HelloFreshes. I love it. It's great. There's like every once in a while, one will come that there's like a sauce or some sort of spice that I just can't seem to replicate. But for the most part, they're on point, and you could get all the stuff for them. Which was this weird. I only had one weird factor I didn't like, which was this weird Thanksgiving thing. Wait, hold on. Did you actually order Factor for Thanksgiving? Or it was just a weird Thanksgiving type dish? Because that's the key. Yeah, I will add some typical HelloFresh food to my Wegmans trip list, especially when I have leftover ingredients, but not enough to make a whole nother meal. We save a lot of the little packets of spices and stuff that they come with, because you often don't use the whole thing. That's very true. Just a weird Thanksgiving themed dish around Thanksgiving. I see. I've never noticed like, okay, I'm gonna lose that. I need to pick that up. I'm having anxiety about that shulker box. I never noticed if there was like holiday themed stuff with HelloFresh. We've been doing HelloFresh for like 5 years. Thanksgiving food is the worst in general, to be honest. I'm trying to think. There is there's limitations on my diet, so I would tend to agree with that. my my mother-in-law makes the same meal every year for Thanksgiving, and it's like these cheesy potato things. They love it, and it's like the only thing out of all of the stuff they make that I can eat, and it's just horrendous to me. And I have never been able to find like something that I could make myself that is good enough that they'll eat too. So I would agree with Thanksgiving not being great for the food situation. Christmas, on the other hand, a lot of Christmas foods I like. I usually like Thanksgiving food for the most part. I just don't like sage that much, which is what I think they overload it with. You don't like sage. Okay, so here's a question, Encrypted. Have you ever had like, you might not have because you don't like sage, but a brown butter and sage sauce? I'm not a big sage fan myself, but in a brown butter and sage sauce, like a good pasta dish done just right, holy crap, is that an amazing sauce blend. You like it in moderation. I think, yeah, that's fair. And I think that's in that kind of like pasta sauce done like that, it usually, I feel like, is done fairly moderately. Brown butter and sage with pecorino romano, so good. Yes, absolutely. There's this restaurant in the Hudson Valley called Catherine's, and every fall they do like a ravioli stuffed with butternut squash, and the sauce is a brown butter and sage sauce. Oh, yes. Oh my God. It's so good. Don't know if I ever had what you're talking about though. Brown butter and sage sauce. You're missing out on one of the best sauces ever. Okay, so I think we have 2 hopscotched ahead. I guess I should work on the third one then. It's so good. It is one of my favorite meals. But they're like, the restaurant is super farm to table, so you could only get it during like the fall months. Encrypted, do you like squash or mushroom? It's really good with both. If you're ever in the Hudson Valley, check out this restaurant in Cold Spring called Catherine's. Literally the best Italian food I've ever had. Okay, I need target blocks back here. And then redstone. This is still falling from the sky. Okay, cool. Both can be hit or miss. Mushrooms, I agree. Mushrooms can be tricky. Not everybody likes mushrooms. I am a mushroom fan. Beacon is in the Hudson Valley, right? Yeah, Beacon is in the Hudson Valley. It's like, I don't know, an hour and a half north of the city. I go into the city for work a lot from there, and the train ride is really not that bad. So I bounce back and forth on the Hudson line to get into work on film stuff down there, or Jersey. Do you know where Patterson is in New Jersey? Oh my God. The number of movies I had to work on in Patterson last year, and it's not my best friend lives right outside of Patterson. Not to knock it, but it's not the nicest place to work. Let's just put it that way. It's Patterson is not a good place. Oh my gosh. I did not like having to drive out to Patterson. It's not bad. It's only like a 35-minute, 40-minute drive from where I am in Beacon. But it is so sketchy coming out of there at night, because we would do like overnight shoots, and you're leaving at like 3, 4 in the morning, and it's like, I don't want to be here right now. This is scary. I have a weird existence because of my industry. I live in Beacon and Buffalo, so I travel back and forth. Primarily, I live in Beacon and work in Beacon on movies that are in the city or Patterson or Matt and Emily Clifton. Do they work in movies? I know a Matt Atwood
and he has a girlfriend named Emily. I don't remember her last name though, so hold on. You're freaking me out here. I'm gonna check my call sheet because if it's them, then that's really weird. Um, Companion call sheet. They're married though. Okay, then it's not them. Emily Clifton. Let me check my call sheet from this other movie. No. No, I have not run into them then. They mainly do documentary editing. Okay. Yeah, I only work on narrative movies. So that's kind of like my primary thing. I do lighting. So I basically I set up all the lights that the director of photography wants me to set up. That is my thing. I'm a gaffer. I don't know if that term if you've heard that term before. But that's kind of what I do. Um, but generally in Buffalo, New York City, Beacon, that is where I am. Surprisingly, like right before the pandemic, there were a lot of movies being filmed in Buffalo. Like weirdly enough, Quiet Place 2 was filmed in Buffalo. Um, and I was the gaffer on the last Paranormal Activity movie, Next of Kin. So that's kind of my jam. I worked on what's a big one? Oh, Dumb Money. Dumb Money coming out. I got to work on that movie. Did the lighting for that. That filmed a lot in New Jersey, surprisingly. Um, but that's kind of like why I don't get to stream too often. Because when those are going on, I have to disappear because I'm working like 14, 15-hour days. They get crazy. But as you probably know, there is a strike going on right now. So currently, I'm really not allowed to work on anything. All of the SAG actors are on strike. The last movie I was doing in the Hudson Valley, the actors walked when the strike happened, and we shut down. That was unfortunately the last thing I got to work on. it's it's been a really weird time in the industry right now. So we are chilling, and I am occupying my time back to streaming until hopefully things start back up again soon. It's a very, very obnoxious thing. Luckily, there's still commercial work going on that kind of fills up the time in between. But those aren't commercials are like I don't know, you do 3 days here, 2 days there, but you're not like gone for an entire month working on it as much as you are on a movie. Okay, so that one's set. I should test that real quick. Make sure this is good to go. Okay. And one. Okay, what did I screw up? Oh, I needed second one. Two, boop, push. There we go. And down, boop, push. Down, boop, push. Excellent. Perfect. Yeah, that's rough. My friends are food bloggers whose day jobs are in film, but they have been doing much more blogging again recently because of the strikes and everything with the film industry, as far as I can tell. Yeah, it's crazy. Like there was still stuff going on when the writers were on strike. A lot of companies had like purchased the scripts before the writer's strike happened, but it was definitely slower than it had been last year. But once SAG went on strike, that pretty much killed everything. But for anybody who does like blogging or streaming on the side, I definitely think this is a good time to focus on that until we can all get back to work. It's unfortunate, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay, so that one's good. Let's get up here. And then I got to tear down that section of sand. So that's good, that's good, that's good. Oh, this is going to take forever. This is way going to take forever. I guess I should just start filling in some myself here. I'm clearing this ocean because eventually I want to do like a perimeter around this ocean monument farm I've got going on here, Guardian Farm. But it's a slow process. It is a bit of a slog. I got to clear out the water with some like flying water sweeping machines. But in order to do that, I have to have like a trench on either side. So I'm duping sand in the end and conveyor belting it basically from the end over here. It's actually pretty wild. I have my camera count on in the end. So it's being duped with your typical gravity duper and then conveyor belting all the way up through into the portal. And then over here, it's getting deposited. And then I have this crazy contraption that brings it up from here and moves it over. It'll be really cool when it's done. That's my hope. I don't know how you figure this kind of stuff out. This would take my whole life. Honestly, it's a pain, but I have people like Encrypted and other people who have stopped by and just kind of like helped with strange parts of these different things that I do. Like I'll have a basic idea for how to do the contraption, but then I'll get like hung up on one little bit of it, and like usually Encrypted or my other friend Merp will come by and be like, well, what if you tried this? And that'll be like the last little key part that I need to actually make the whole system work. Chat is how that happens. I got to get rid of this cobblestone. This cobblestone I don't need anymore because I'm getting more as I tear it all down. I like doing a lot of the redstone farm stuff. So I have like an entire industrial island of all the different farms slowly but surely getting filled up. But I also have like, I also do creative build stuff. I haven't done a creative build on stream in a while, but I've got my little starter base area over here, if you could call it that. My little windmill and my villager trading, which I actually kind of need to use to repair my wings. I think I should have some emeralds stocked up. Beautiful. Hello. Give me experience bottles. Thank you all. Is that enough? More? Do you have more, sir? You do. Amazing. Okay. I should also repair my shovel, actually. Well, that's starting to get low. Wow, the shovel did not really repair that much. Do you have more? No. Okay. How about you with carrots? I'll just trade with you and that'll give me some. Okay, that did better. That did better. He's not going to re-up for another couple minutes, so I'm not going to worry about that. Oh, I am also very much so almost out of rockets. Rockets. Rockets, rockets, rockets. Grab those. Grab that, and that should be good. And I got to put those emeralds back before I forget. Zoop. Zoop. Okay, let's go place some more sand over here. What time is it? Okay, I'm good for a little bit longer. Vic should be done working around 4:30. And I kind of feel like I just want to start at this end and work my way backwards, because I kind of want to catch up to myself, I guess. That's why I got to turn gamma on. Otherwise, nobody could see anything under the water. So let's fill up. I should have brought some potions for underwater breathing. Actually, we're going to go from this end. I'm pretty sure this is where the corner of the perimeter was. Right here. So we'll go from there. And, oh, I didn't leave enough room to put my shovel back in my inventory. Oh, well. Oh, well. And this is what we're going to do for the rest of the stream. Placing sand. So fun. I think tomorrow I need to switch tasks a little bit. Because this is, what is this, the 5th day doing this? Or I guess tomorrow would be the 5th day because I started working on this last week. I might start working on that terraforming project. Switches up a little bit and just do this off stream. And here. Because this is going to take forever. And the last one here. Or maybe I should try and go get that. What is it? Silence is the only armor trim I'm missing? Might want to try going and get that too for fun. If Smokey doesn't come around. Gonna try to use Axiom for terraforming? Yes. Yes, I am. I would do it in creative. I already loaded up the section of terrain that I want to adjust. I did some base adjustments to it using Voxel Sniper. And I'm liking where it's coming along too. But I feel like Voxel Sniper only got me part of the way there. There's some terrain smoothing that just, I don't know, it isn't working out good with Voxel Sniper. I can kind of show you. Let's fly over there real quick. Zoop. So, I don't know if I ever showed you the map of this world that we're all on, but basically there is this giant continent in the middle that a lot of people have built on. And the only problem with the continent is like the mountains are meh. So this area right here is what I've been working on. And I think if we'll switch out of this and load up creative. So it's kind of cool, but they're very mediocre. So if we jump into my creative server real quick, I'll show you how I've been expanding them. Axiom seems so cool. It's insane. I absolutely love what they're doing. So I pulled the landscape over from the server and started tweaking it and messing with it over here. And you could see like I've got much more of height, especially on this mountain. And I've kind of worked on some gradients and stuff on this side. So this compared to this, you could see this is so much more puny. But there's still like a little bit of more work that needs to get done. Also, I've been reshaping kind of the land mass around here. This is way too watery for what I want compared to the creative server. So I think I want to get Axiom on the creative server and do a little bit more work because I think I could get a little bit more height out of this mountain here. And then I'm going to start working on probably the base terraforming tomorrow. Cleaning up a lot of this river gunk, I think, would be the first thing I need to do. And that actually encrypted is why I made and designed that dirt farm. That was in preparation for doing that area over there. Because that area is going to be, I want to do like a nicer city thing. Not just like the couple buildings I have for my starter base. I really want something more massive. And I feel like amping that up will be really nice. Haven't tried it on a server. Does it actually work on the server? I think because I'm in creative, it should. It's not something I would install server side though. I would just install it client side. If it doesn't, I'll just download it and just play in single player. It's easy enough for me to bounce back and forth between a single player version of that creative world, and then just re-upload it to the server side when it's done. But I don't actually know. I just kind of assumed as long as I install it properly, it should work. I'm assuming you have to install it server side. I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe? Maybe. If I do have to install something server side, I don't think it will work because I doubt it's set up for that. It's really for single player. So I'll probably just download that world and just mess with it there. Or I'll just download those couple chunks because I have that specific chunk area saved. What I ended up doing to actually bring that over to the creative server is I loaded up in single player a new, this is annoying me, a fresh version of this seed. And then I went to those chunks, copied those chunks over using MCA selector, and then put those chunks directly on the creative server. So those aren't like pasted with Lightmatica. Those are literally the same chunks pulled from the raw version of this world. Kind of like trying to play with world edit client side only or something. Not sure though. I guess like because you're not installing it on a server when you're playing it single player, I guess it depends on how it works single player. If it goes into a mods folder in single player that is similar to that of what happens on a multiplayer server, then maybe. Single player, you have a logical server. Okay, so it probably won't work server side then. That would be too much of a stretch. Did I make this too wide? What is going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or did I make this too skinny? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I made this too skinny. I made these too skinny. Interesting. Single player, you have a lot. It's weird. That is weird. So I don't know. I could try it. I'll try it, and if it works tomorrow, maybe. Tomorrow I'm going to be streaming earlier, by the way. I have to go get my car inspected at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so I'm going to try and do an earlier stream. But if I could get it to work, I'll definitely be playing with Axiom on stream tomorrow. There's some differences between actual server side and logical server side in single player, but there's still a server side component. I'll try in both. I need to do that. I'm like 6 months overdue. Wow. Okay, that's intense. I have never been more than 1 month overdue on my inspection. Oh geez. And the only reason it went overdue is because the film that I was working on ended up getting extended for an extra week, so I couldn't get back to get it actually inspected in time. Like it was a physical impossibility. But that's pretty intense. 8 months. Whew. I'd be freaking out. I'd be like having a nervous breakdown. I think my wife would be yelling at me. She wouldn't let that happen. She'd be worried that I'd get dragged off to jail or something if I left it for that long. Gosh, that's something. I see. I really just have to keep me. Okay, to be fair, no. It is my. She probably doesn't even realize that mine's up right now. But if she did, I'd hear from it. It is my own anxiety that's causing it to happen. But I definitely do get yelled at a lot if I come to a rolling stop at a stop sign. Okay, let's clear this out of the way. Okay. Oh my gosh, 8 months. Jeez. That's intense. Even encrypted is disgusted. Now I just need to fix something before I go. And oh, yeah, I've never. Yeah, that is understandable a little bit more. I never had to get something fixed in order for it to pass inspection. In that kind of situation, I could see why it would be more difficult to get that done. If you have to get it fixed, and especially if it's something that's kind of pricey, that could get tricky. I don't have to have anything inspected because you don't have a car. Because you just work from home, you don't actually have a car. Okay, that's empty. Oh, jeez. That would make sense then. Used to have to go have emissions tested, but they got rid of that in a couple of years. No, they just don't do inspections here. Wait, I'm sorry. They don't do car inspections where you live? That's not like a required thing for like insurance or whatever? That's wild. That's I didn't know that there was anywhere in the country that you could like not have inspections. Just have to renew my tags online. I mean, that's awesome, I guess. I mean, if you're still taking it in for like an oil change and stuff and having it at least checked up, I guess like what then you're fine. Um I don't mind having it inspected. There's a weird peace of mind that goes with it for me. Like, okay, I'm not going to die and my vehicle is not a death trap. So great. I feel like I'd be a little bit nervous, honestly, if I never had it just checked for like those basic things. But I mean, that's crazy. That is crazy. I can't believe insurance doesn't have like something to say about that because it's kind of an insurance issue if you're not having it checked up. Do maybe insurance is like super high in your state? I don't know. I went through a DUI check the other day and they didn't even say anything about my inspection being expired. That's crazy. Well, I guess they had other people that they were more interested in bagging. Think more states don't require safety inspections than do? Hold on. Really? I'm looking that up. What? Only 15 states have annual safety inspections? Man, I'm getting screwed over here in New York. Jesus Christ. New Jersey is just emissions? Oh, man. I did not realize that. I thought that this was like New York. No, New York. Sometimes. Okay, well, then I guess I am in the minority. That's wild. Used to be safety, but it became emissions only a bit back. So they actually got rid of the safety part of it. They're like, it's fine. We don't really care about the safety of the car. Just stop polluting. Doesn't matter if you get in a car accident or your brakes fail. Just, let's just stop polluting the environment. Which I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but still. And you got rid of emissions. That's okay. Well, hey, whatever. Less to spend your money on. So good. I guess I'm assuming New York State inspection, like part of that is an emissions check then? I don't even know. To be completely honest, I have no idea what they even check for when they're doing the inspection. I think they did some kind of long-term study they submitted to the EPA that emissions testing wasn't helping or something, and it was approved there. Oh, very interesting. So they got around it. I think in Nashville you might still have to do testing though. It's down to like city specific. Huh. more of a quality of life reasons though than environmental reasons. Yeah, I guess if it's like a smog concern, that would make sense. Like you you don't want that. Just did you where you were encrypted have any of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires this year? I forget if we talked about that, but when I was like closer, I was in Syracuse on a movie pretty close to the border with Canada on some of the really bad days. I never experienced smog before, but if it's anything like what was happening with those fires, oh my God, it was apocalyptic. It was terrible here. Yeah, you're in New Jersey, so you were getting it on the days where it was really bad in the city then. It was insane. Didn't lower the cost of renewing my tags though. They just upped the cost of me getting my tags renewed by the amount having emissions test costed. Okay, so you're not gaining anything. Did I throw out my torches? I put them in the shulker box. Not that I noticed, but I don't go outside. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm right across the bay from New York City. So I'm on okay, so I have kind of like an apartment in Brooklyn over in like the I don't know if you know Brooklyn, but Prospect Park area, kind of my crash pad when I'm working down there so that I have somewhere to stay. Uh it was disgusting down there too. Just going from Syracuse and then going down to New York City and not being able to escape that level of smoke was so unsettling. It got to the point on one of the days we were shooting up in Syracuse where half the crew actually refused to come in because they were so worried about how dangerous it was to be working outside in those conditions. I just gain being, I just I just being able about to I'm in whoa either I'm having a stroke or I can't read that. I just being able to do entirely online and not having to drive across town the emission testing center, so still a win. I kind of understood what you're trying to say there. Yeah, it was not good to be outside during all that. They were saying equivalent to smoking a pack to 2 packs a day. I never heard that. That's interesting to actually like tie it to a smoking equivalency. That's bizarre. My fingers typed a random word. Yeah, I tried. I tried and I think I at least understood what you were saying. Um Were you? I don't know if I asked you this before, Encrypted. Were you remote even before the pandemic? Have you always been remote, or is that a pandemic side effect? Because, like, I know for my wife, it was a pandemic side effect that's slowly starting to go away. It pandemic side effect. Okay, they're now. So they started with just having to go in 2 days a month. And now they're starting to like slowly sneak up and be like, how about like 4 to 6 days a month? It's driving her crazy. She's really worried that they're going to go to the, like, okay, let's do hybrid and you have to come in 3 days a week. And I don't know what we're going to do if that happens. I worked remote 1 or 2 days a week before though. So yours was kind of like on that way to being remote. That's not bad then. I worked remote pre-COVID and it was like a super cool job perk. Now everyone's remote and I no longer feel special. It's good to know that there are still plenty of people who haven't gone back yet. I just see the slow march towards it that some of these companies are making. Like Zoom employees now having to go back in. Oh, I feel so bad. It's so ridiculous. So far there seem to be not talking of making us go back to the office. I think it is interesting what companies are and aren't and what jobs are and aren't. I don't really see a good reason why she has to go back into the office. It's very weird that they're trying to push them to that. think they're getting rid of the office space I used to sit at. So same thing happened in her place. They got rid of one of the main locations where a lot of people were. But like right before the pandemic, they like signed a crazy lease with, oh, it's very much so nighttime, with a company that has like one of the skyscrapers in downtown Buffalo. So I think they don't want to like completely have remote work. They want somewhere for people to go into, especially with that lease just being up. Kind of similar with my office. It's very interesting. I'll be curious to see if you're still remote in like a year or two from now and how that goes. I hope everybody who is able to be remote can stay remote. My job, not really possible to do the remote thing though. You kind of have to work on set. A year or two before they moved to the current office and aggregated all the various Nashville offices here, that's basically what they did. They got rid of a bunch of smaller places where they had like different tech people working and moved them all into this place called One Seneca, which is like our main. We have one skyscraper in Buffalo, and that's it. And they put everybody down there and like one other building. Luckily, the way they're doing things right now, though, is it's like she only has to be back in Buffalo maybe 1 week out of the month, 2 at the most. So when I'm working down in the city, she's still able to come down to like Beacon with me or the city with me, which is nice. My office used to be like a mile from my house. Now it's like 30-minute drive. Everything in Buffalo is 20 minutes away, so the distance factor is negligible here. Okay, I think that's the last row I can do. I think I'm going to call it there. We've caught up to where we were, and I think we filled this. It's not too bad of a drive, though, because it's not actually in Nashville. It's in the same area of Nashville. Is it like mostly you just get there by taking the thruway, or is it a lot of like actual street traffic? I am going to have to take this wall down, but I think I'm going to wait until the contraptions are built out of safety. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's 4:30. She should be done working soon. So I am going to head off now, and I will be back a bit earlier tomorrow. And I think we're going to try playing with Axiom tomorrow and do a little bit of terraforming. See if I could get that over there working and maybe start working on it on the server. There's no interstate I can take to get there. That's annoying. There's at least like a throughway to get to and from downtown here. We live at like this weird intersection of 3 different throughways. So it's like we can get anywhere by just jumping on a throughway. Have to take back roads. Yeah, that would be annoying. We're at least easy as far as commuting anywhere goes. But anyway, I will catch you guys later tomorrow, and then off the rest of the week for this commercial that I'm doing Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's like a NFL Visa commercial with the Buffalo Bills. But yeah, see you guys later. Bye for now.